Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Captive Raptors podcast with me, your host, Paul. I'm sorry about the voice. I'm a little bit under the weather as recording this intro. I've progressively got worse with my cold, but I think I can't talk, but I think I sound kind of sexy. Anyway, in this episode of the Captive Raptors podcast, I have Andrew from Riddler's Reptiles on. What can I say about this podcast? This podcast is everything I'd hoped. Put my phone on silent. This podcast is everything that I'd hope my podcast would become. It's a very open conversation between myself and Andrew, who ended up reaching out to me due to informed information on husbandry, well-being, and welfare of varanids. And he reached out to me to rehome his roughneck Varanus rudicolis Ragnar. We'll get into that in the episode. We end up, as all my podcasts, digressing and speaking about how his mind is completely changed. He is actually a royal breeder, and I don't try and hide the fact that I don't perpetuate the fact of rack keeping. But Andrew has come to realize that actually it's not as humane as the royal hobby would allow you to believe. We go into that, the ethics of that. It's quite an emotional podcast, actually. We both end up touching on mental health towards the end. It's a very long podcast. This couple of guys have got to know each other recently over the power of the internet. But I'm super proud of this podcast. And I don't know if this intro is going to make it because I sound horrible and feel horrible. Might have to do another one. But like always, I don't script any of this. It's all off the noggin. But Andrew, all seriousness, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for your honesty and your vulnerability. It's a true credit to think that someone has the balls to come onto the internet and be like, you know what, I've messed up. You know, I think it's one of the hardest things for people to do is actually own their mistakes and right their wrongs. And Andrew is definitely putting one foot in front of the other when it comes to doing that. And I've got nothing but time for that. So thank you so much again for your vulnerability and your honesty and touching on some of the issues that you've faced with keeping royals and keeping monitor lizards, as well as becoming a new father. So I am very appreciative of your time and your honesty. I wholly, from bottom of my heart, I'm incredibly thankful to you. I haven't really done any editing on this podcast purely because it's just raw conversation, and I feel like it's better to leave it at that. But let me know what you all think. Let me know if you're enjoying this sort of therapy sessions for reptile keepers. That is my podcast now. But I'm super proud of this episode. So without further ado, here's the episode. Cool. Right. I got a bit of
a same here. I'm just getting over a cold as well.
I'll probably keep this in because why not? So, Mr. Riddler Reptiles.
Riddler Reptiles at your entire service.
You and I have been speaking backwards and forwards a little bit on the old IG nowadays, but just for those people who do or don't know you, who are you? What do you do? Where do you come from?
Oh, how much time have you got? So, as you said, Riddler Reptiles. My name's Andrew. Merch. Yeah. Yeah, my name's Andrew. I'm there is two of us in Riddler Reptiles, so the other part is Jacob, who's my brother-in-law. To be fair to him, he doesn't get involved that much. He prefers more the animal side of things than the social media side of things, which is fine. Riddler Reptiles, actually, we have just celebrated our first anniversary of being Riddler Reptiles, which is quite cool. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Before that, it was Andrew's balls. It was a solo operation. I'm very much the largest part of my animal collection, let's say, is royal pythons, and that's what I was going to get into mainly. Plans have changed, so it was Andrew's balls, Riddler Reptiles, and I'm based in the southwest UK. Currently looking for Reptile Room 2.0, which the missus says don't call it that, we're looking for a new house for our family. I disagree entirely. But yeah, so what do I keep? As you know, the reason why we got in contact was the main man himself, Ragnar the roughneck monitor lizard, my pride and joy, who I'm sure we'll get into, I nearly foolishly let go.
Yeah, we'll get into that for sure.
Yeah, so you've got him, you've got a load of royal pythons, including babies. We just had our first ever clutch last year. Um, two beardies, one of which is a rescue, two leopard geckos, one of which actually is going to one of my missus' friends' kids soon. So we're sort of lowering the collection as such. Long story short, probably about a year or so ago, I was part of a reptile shop, a local reptile shop. It's a lot to this story, so I won't go into it. But the plan is honestly, mate, the history behind that is no joke. I was going to breed stuff, and it was going to be obviously a little project, but it was going to be like breeding stuff that we didn't have to buy from suppliers and we could have in the shop. Do you know what I mean? So two leopard geckos, but the plans have changed. My plans and ideas of breeding are slowly, the majority of them are disappearing. There's other ones cropping up, which are a bit more, could possibly be a bit more exciting. We've got a soul crested gecko who has recently been upgraded to a lovely bioactive setup, which I'm surprised he hasn't destroyed yet because he quite likes doing that. Fluffy animals, golden retriever, two cats who are the absolute bane of my life, and a marine fish tank.
There you
So
go.
wherever you go in this house, you can't move for animals.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
It's good. It's nice to have a nice to have a different flavor of your mammalians and your fish and bits and bobs.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's one of those. I joke with some people because it's like when you're young and you go to the zoo, you're like, I'd love to have a zoo. I want that in my house. I want that. Well, some of us have actually done it.
Yeah,
You know what I
for
mean?
sure. I mean, I have like my 7-year-old me
Yeah.
looking at the room I have now would be like, whoa.
Oh, mate, would
So
absolutely lose it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, that's what I've currently got. There are plans for the future. Like I say, I'm going to be lowering the amount of royals I've got, but what I want to do for me personally, and obviously for educational purposes, things like that. I enjoy YouTube, as you know. I want to get like different species. My next dream reptile that I'm hoping will be, it probably won't be until we get in the new house, but I really want a Brazilian rainbow boa. Just a stunning snake.
yeah. I used to
You
have
know,
one. They're
did
pretty
you?
cool. Yeah, yeah. Back in the day when I used to keep everything, I've had one. Yeah,
Before
it's
you were monitor man.
yeah, well, yeah. I had one. Her name was Esmeralda. She was feisty little bitch, but
Yes.
she was a lovely. She wasn't an adult.
Yeah.
She was maybe 1 or 2 years when I had to sell all my reptiles, but she was a good 3-ish foot long.
Mm.
Yeah, she was a nice snake. Nice snake.
I did keep for a little while. Again, this was shop related. I did have a juvenile carpet python for a little while, and she was a wanker.
Yeah, they're fiery little fuckers.
Like there was two in the shop at the time. There was a standard sort of carpet python, and she was like a, what was she? I think she was a caramel het albino or something like that. Albino, sorry, I've been watching too many American YouTubers. And she was stunning. The eyes, they look like almost like gecko eyes, beautiful colors. And I thought, well, yeah, I'm going to get this snake. She was a bastard. She wasn't like, she was stunning, but
Yeah, they always are.
every time I went towards the enclosure to open it up, she'd hear the glass go and she'd go, I'm ready to fight you now. I'm just trying to pick your poo up. You know what I mean? Why are you looking
Yeah,
at killing me? I just want to pick up your poo. Not want to pick up your poo. That
yeah.
makes me sound
But
like a
there's
pervert.
that meme with Tyrion like towards the dragon. It's like I'm here to help. Don't eat the help.
Mate, that's literally what it was like with this carpet python. But it's
Yeah,
a shame I did have to let her go in the end. But yeah, I've got a few dream animals. I think we all have. But again, it's all about sustainability, making sure the animals are happy and healthy, and doing it slowly. There's no need to rush these things. So um,
for
that's pretty
sure.
much, yeah, me in a nutshell as such, what I currently keep, hopeful plans for the future. But yeah, it's yeah, all good, mate.
So yeah, so obviously we started speaking. We hadn't spoke at all, and I get a DM one day, and it's like, "Yo, bro, you want a roughneck?" I was like, "Yeah, of course I do, but I don't have space."
Mm.
Like, anyway, long story short, we went backwards and forwards a little bit, and you made a video, something like, are we getting rid of Ragnar or something like that?
Yeah, that's it.
And I watched that video, and it was the first video I ever watched of yours. I didn't like, well, put it bluntly, I didn't know you existed.
Yeah, yeah,
Like 99% of the people on the internet.
yeah,
Either
yeah.
way, I watched that video, and I just had this gut feeling you wanted to keep this roughneck. So I reached out again, and I was like, why are you even selling it? And obviously, we had a bit of a heart-to-heart backwards and forwards
We did, yeah.
over on Instagram, and you came to the conclusion that you did actually want to keep to him, but you almost felt pressured because you were doing it wrong. If I'm not saying that, is that sort of how you felt?
To be honest with you, the good and bad thing is I thought I was doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking maybe I wasn't giving him the best enclosure, the best structure, the best, opportunities that he could have. And then when I showed you my enclosure, told you his feeding, not schedule as such, I've not got it sort of written down, but told you and showed you pictures. The positive for me is you went, yes, there's improvements you can make, but I've seen a lot worse, and
Yes.
he's looking good.
Yes, for
Do you
sure.
know what I mean?
Yeah, he's in good shape, mate. For a
Yeah.
rudicolis, because rudicolis are meant to be quite slim, lean animals, and you tend to see rudicolis with just bellies.
Yeah.
Whereas Ragnar, he does have the taper.
Yeah.
So, like, regardless to anything else, the fact that you've had him since he was a juvenile and now he's sub-adult, pushing adult, the fact he's not fat, that's just, hats off. Like, regardless of anything else, we'll get into other bits in a bit, but
yeah, of course.
That for me was like, and I got the impression, and we haven't really spoke about it since, so I guess it's good to hash it out on here. But I got the impression that you almost felt like you weren't giving him enough attention in the sense of physical attention.
Yeah.
Where did you get that impression from?
I'll be honest, I think a lot of that probably comes from the pressures of social media.
Yeah.
You see, the thing is, you only see a few videos, reels, shorts, TikToks, but then you look at it and you're like, this person is stroking their monitor lizard under the chin. And you're thinking, but if I try and go near Ragnar's face, he don't like it.
Yeah.
Am I spending enough one-on-one time with him? Am I offering him enough, basically enough of my time?
Yeah.
And I'm there thinking, because I'm there thinking to myself, Christ, you know what I mean? Every now and again, I've got time to come in and throw him some locust and top up his water. And then I've got to go again.
Yeah.
We've got a little one. I've got an 8-month-old boy. I'm there thinking to myself, do I have the time for him? Because of seeing people going, cuddled up with their monitor lizard on their lap, which is impressive.
Yeah.
But it does throw off this false sense of what they're like and what they need. So I'm there thinking to myself, can I give him what he needs? Apparently so.
Yeah,
which
well,
is,
I'll
what
be
you
honest.
said.
I've said it on this channel a few times, and I'll die on this hill. Like, for me, if you want an animal to cuddle up with, get a dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, monitor lizards are not the one.
No.
There's a difference between a social varanid and a tame varanid. For example, Mango, my mangrove monitor, she is social. She's not scared of me. She comes out, she roams around, all in her own terms. It's exactly the same as Ragnar. If anything, Ragnar's closer to tame than Mango is. Whereas tame, you can go in there, pick them up, mess about with them, play with them, do what you want, and you have no fear that they're going to turn around and bite your face off.
Yeah.
For me, monitors need to sit somewhere in the middle. They can't be scared of you, because otherwise that makes them a bad captive and it's stressful for them.
Yeah.
And obviously, let's be honest, we keep animals in boxes and we do it for our own pleasure. We want to see them.
Yeah.
And in my head, we want to watch them exhibit natural behaviors.
Yeah.
So obviously you want them to be comfortable enough to exhibit these behaviors in front of you.
Yeah.
So you need to try and find this balance. But like you say, you watch a 10-second short. Like, for example, there's a short on my channel, it's gone a bit crazy, Kermit jumping out onto me.
Yeah.
And I put the caption, like, it's taken me 3 years, 2.5 years to get to this point. And like, I've shown up every day for him. And it's just got to the point where he does this.
Yeah.
But I could have just put like tame green tree monitor or like friend. I try and be real with it, because like you say, someone will watch that who doesn't really have much monitor experience, because as soon as you start getting into monitors, it's same as anything. As soon as you go down the rabbit hole of any particular species, you start to learn and uncover more.
Yeah.
But when you see these lizards like Rudicolis and Prasinus and even Indicus, if you're in America, you look at them and go, oh, wow, they're cool. That'd be cool to own. And then you get them and go, oh, well, this isn't what I thought it was going to be, because I can't pick it up and cuddle it and I can't play with it. And oh my God, it's whipping me and it's hissing. So I can get where you're coming from, mate, for sure.
But the thing is, I think, because when I first got him, again, he was in the shop at first. He wasn't ready to come out and be handled and things like that. He was taken from the tongs pretty much straight away, which even that in itself,
It's good.
I didn't have that much of an experience with them. So the guys that ran the shop with me were there going, wow, for a roughneck and this and that, and he's taken from the tongs already. That's amazing. Now I fell in love with how he looked. That's what I wasn't sure about behaviors, things like that. Obviously, I did my research when I somehow wrangled it past the missus that I was going to get him. And I've seen these things, and it was like, all right, every now and again he'd sort of hiss, puff out the throat and whip his tail and things like that. And obviously he continued to do so when I got him home, and I was like, leave him. He's in a brand new enclosure. It's a big enclosure. Something, a part of me says I maybe should have started smaller, but I don't think that's a problem. And it was just sort of, okay, I did notice the differences. So there were times that, I'd then open the door, and instead of legging it and huffing up and curling the tail, the tongue would flick. And I was like, okay, all right, that's something. And then carried on tongue feeding. All right, he's eating off the tongs again. That's good, because obviously for a little while he wasn't interested. And then eventually it was a case of, right, put my arm out. Are you going to try and climb up my arm? Eventually started doing so, And for a little while, I'd just put my arm up after feeding, and he'd climb up on my arm. I don't know why shortly after that I started thinking, because I didn't do it for a little while. And I was like, I've not given him that, the option to climb on me and see me and me and him spend time together. I was thinking, I haven't got time to let him climb on my arm, and he's getting bigger and he might bite me. So I was there thinking, is this right? Should I give him to someone who has more time for him? Because I'm there thinking, all right, there you go. I was thinking to myself, am I neglecting him?
Yeah.
Not in a husbandry or dietary sense, but on a bond as such. Do you know what I mean? Like keeper to kept. Which is why I reached out to you and said, because I saw what you were doing. I was following you. I saw what you were like with your monitor. You're the monitor man. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, if anyone's going, I'm not just going to message someone with, something Royal Pythons and go, fancy a monitor lizard? No. So I was thinking to myself, do I have time for him? And, I was thinking, selfishly, there was a little part of me that was like, oh, if I do that, there'll be more room for royals. That's a completely different story, which again, I'm sure we'll get into.
We'll get into for sure. Yeah.
But the majority of it was, is this monitor getting the right amount of time from me that he should be?
Yeah.
And the reassurance you gave me within the hour chat we had on it was enough for me to go, he ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
He ain't going anywhere. It's funny.
And how happy are you about that now?
Oh, mate. I look at because every now and again I check my YouTube analytics, and obviously I see, look at the old videos. Oh, we're getting rid of Ragnar. And I just go, what a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
He ain't going anywhere. And then I walk into the room and he's like basking and chilling. And I'm just like, you're a king. Why would I? Like, he's asleep now. And he's probably pissed off with me talking next to him.
Yeah.
He's funny, mate. He puts himself to bed. And there's been times that I've accidentally come in here at night to get something. And you just hear him hiss like he's going, can you
Mango
piss
does
off?
that. Mango does that.
I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah. Literally, I do her little water bowl at night because otherwise she just tries to kill me. So I get a little water bowl out at night, and I'm in there with a phone torch, like trying to see where she is, because she'll move the 8-foot enclosure like that. She just So I'm like, okay, she's sleeping behind there. So I crack the door open, and then she just goes. I'm like, all right, just fuck off. I'm just trying to get your water out.
You just want to go relax.
But it's a hard one, because like my peach throat, I got my peach throat as a tiny little import baby in July, and we're now in February.
Already.
1st of Feb. I don't know when this is coming out, but it's recorded on the 1st of Feb. But my peach throat, just in the last month, it's got to the point where it doesn't run away when you walk to it.
Yeah.
And it's in a fully decked out, bioactive, live planted, like climbable walls, all this good stuff. And the fact that now, I'm pretty sure it's a girl, the fact she now stays out with me not force handling her, not forcing her to, that's great. Because it's taken me 7 months, 6 months to get there. But that's all on her terms, her terms. And then I imagine in another 6 months, she might be tongue feeding, but I haven't even tried. Tried. Because for me, you don't get monitors to have this like shoulder dragon. We all want it.
Yeah.
There's no point in lying. We all
Yeah.
want it. But like you say, keeping monitors for me is you walk in, he's basking, he looks gorgeous, and you go, do you know what? Yeah, like how privileged am I to have animals like this in my room? Yeah. That's how I look at monitor keeping.
Whenever we've got people come around for the first time, or things like that, or friends or anything like that, it's pretty much the thing I'm first to show them.
Yeah, for sure.
I show them first. Sorry, it's like we've got. I'm quite proud of our house. I've done a lot of work to it, but 9 times out of 10, I'll go, do you want to see my monitor lizard? And a lot of them go, you're what? I've got a monitor lizard.
My Komodo dragon.
Yeah. They go, oh, blimey, is it? Does that not bite you? And I'm just like, well, yeah, he bit me once. It weren't great, but doesn't want to kill me. Do you know what I mean? But actually, what is quite funny, a little side story, is like I say, we're trying to sell our house at the minute. And the advert is so funny because we're in like a garage conversion. It's like study and utility room.
Yeah.
But obviously it's a reptile room, and they've literally put on there because they have to. They've got it's got a split garage conversion which uniquely houses a giant reptile enclosure, and then you've got these brackets that just says will be removed on completion of sale. And it's just like, I wonder if people are looking at that going, he's got a what? So
Mate, we had an inspection because I only rent. We had our first inspection 2 or 3 weeks ago. I say young, she's probably about my age, but our age, because you're only a year or so older than me. But this young lady came around. I was like, you cool with animals? And she was like, oh yeah, have you got a dog? I was like, and anyway, she was like, oh, guinea pigs, because as you walk in immediately to our lounge, there's fees to guinea pigs.
Right.
And I was like, so she goes round, she's checking around, she comes into the reptile room, which is the biggest room in the house. It's like, I don't know, 25-30 foot long, 12 foot wide sort of thing, conservatory.
Sweet.
And she's like, oh. And then we had I wasn't here for that, but we had a meter man come and change our meter over for a smart meter. There was a guy come over and Fee was home, and he was like, oh my god, wow, can I take pictures? Is these all yours? And she was like, no, it's my boyfriend's. And he was like, oh my god, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And he's like taking pictures of all the lizards, and he was like, oh, and then like saw a sticker, and I was like, tell him to like and subscribe.
Mate, you've got to plug. You have to plug where you can. It's as simple as that.
New follower on the IG.
Because we had the similar yesterday. I got home and we're having new internet installed. And I noticed the guy was walking sort of around and having a look. I was like, I don't know whether he's looking for where the internet's going to go or whatever. Yeah. And he come back around. I said, everything going all right? He just went, mate, I'm so sorry. I went, what? He went, he said, when I went in, I saw there was something in that room. And I just wanted to see if I'd catch a glance. I went, mate, come in. I said, you got to come in anyway. And he was like, I said, yeah. I said, it's a monitor lizard. He went, no way. I said, yeah. I said, he's in there. He's having a little bask and asleep. And he was there going, nah, that's class. How have you got that in there? I was just like, well.
Yeah.
I built that enclosure, but that's one I like to say as well. I don't know why. I don't know if you're the same, but I always like to go, see that enclosure?
Built that. No, because mine always look terrible when I built them. So I don't play it off.
It could do with some work, but that's something I'll take to Reptile Room 2.0.
2.0, I've got some big ideas for you and Ragnar, don't you worry. Ragnar's going to be living like a king once I'm done with it.
Oh, mate. Yeah. That's the plan anyway. Because like I say, the more we talk and the more I see your stuff, and then the more, and obviously Mr. Will Exotic himself as well, I'll see his stuff. I just look at these things and I go, that's sick. I want that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I look at these things, I'm like, but because he's in a position now where he is absolutely fine, there's almost no point just yet because we haven't moved. But that's why part of me is like, can we just get this house, please? Because I want to upgrade. I want to get the LEDs. I want to get, you know what I mean? But it will come in good time. It will happen. Man. But
it's like anything. You can't, like some of my enclosures don't have LEDs in yet. And some of my enclosures, a couple of them don't have climbable walls. But I'm slowly transitioning to put everything, like for example, Ragnar, I don't know how, have you got roughly in your head how big enclosure you're going to build or not yet, depending where you move, I guess?
I've got a rough idea. At the minute, he's in 8 foot across, but it's 2 tiered. So without seeing it, it's quite hard to understand. It's 2 tiered. It's 8 foot across, and then the big part is 5 foot tall by 4 foot deep,
Yeah.
And then the second part, which actually goes over my desk, which is why I built it like this. It's sick. I'm literally sat next to his tank. Is that part is about 2.5 feet tall, 3 feet deep, and again about 4 feet. That part there, so it's a good size. I want the next one. I'm thinking to be 8 to 10 feet across. I want it to be taller so that I can stand in there, because obviously this is 5 foot and I'm 5'10".
Yeah.
Excuse me. So to go in there, I've got to sort of scooch
yeah.
over, and I can get in there a bit more with him. Depth, I'm not sure. Maybe 4, 5 feet, something like that.
If you could do 8 foot long, 4 foot deep, 6 foot tall, that'd be amazing. Even that. If you can go bigger, go bigger.
Well, the only reason I might not go bigger, and this is, I'm going to blame you for this as well, is because there might actually be an enclosure next to it as well.
Not for his girlfriend or boyfriend. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
What you could do, the best thing to do with this, just a quick side note. We'll talk about it very quickly, and then we can get into it when you finally do it. But build 2 enclosures.
Yeah.
They're 16 foot long.
Yeah.
4 foot deep.
Yeah.
6 foot tall, and then put a divider down the middle.
That's it.
And then put like a little mesh in between the dividers so they can smell each other, but they can't get to each other. And then make the divider either removable or put like a hatch in there. And I'm pretty sure rudicolors can be cohabitated. I've seen people cohabitate.
I have as well.
So you could just build one fuck off enclosure. Because obviously the problem is, like, let's just say, like, let's go into enclosures. So let's say you build this massive enclosure and then you put nothing in it. It's irrelevant. So like put shelves all around the side that doubles your surface area already. Big verticals, because these guys are arboreal monitors. People don't give them enough credit. Big vertical, straight up, 6 foot tall branches. They can just climb vertically up. Like when you see a monitor like that climbing up a branch, it's just like, whoa, so you get like 6 massive branches all the way up, like some big branches going across so they can bask. Some, I don't know, probably four basking bulbs, boom, 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 so they can just sun out. The whole body can get covered, so you don't get any burns. Some LEDs. And
I'd also like to do, so at the minute he's got a 33-litre spare tub that I've got full of water, and it's got some wood in it. But the only problem with that is it's a bastard to clean out. And for some reason, it's a good and bad thing, because it means the rest of his enclosure stays quite clean. He likes to wait until I've changed his water to then go shit in that. Which is helpful because I don't need to root through everything very often. But at the same time, I go, here you go, Ragnar. Here's nice fresh H2O. And he goes, thank you for the toilet. I'm like, you're a bastard. But so I want to do something, maybe either if it's easily drainable or filtered or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like when I do this enclosure or enclosures, I want to do it fully to the next level. I'm talking as good as he's got it now. I want him to basically live like a king. More so. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, with your help, I'm sure that'd be doable. Because like I say, I just want to give him and all the rest of my animals the best. Do you know what I mean? It's the least we can do for him.
100%. Yeah, climbable walls as well. Climbable walls for all varanids.
That's not something I've seen until I started following yourself. I'd never seen that before.
Yeah, it just makes use of the space. Like if you've got an enclosure that's 8 foot long, 6 foot tall, that's literally 8 foot by 6 foot worth of climbable space. And then if you've got the sides, which are 4 foot, that's 4 by 6. So that's bloody 24 square foot of just climbing space. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things people just don't think about it. It's the same as LEDs. Like I'm a massive advocate for LEDs for all reptiles, but especially monitors. Because these guys are like visual hunters. They're the raptors of the lizard world. Like they need to see shit so they can chase it down and hunt it. You know what I mean? Like my juvenile mangroves, from the day that I got them, and I got them straight off the plane. Like they didn't even go to a pet shop. They were straight off the plane. And I threw them in an enclosure with 2 4-foot LED battens, 2 E27 6,500 Kelvin spots, a deep heat, a halogen, and a 5-foot UVB tube. It's fucking Blackpool illuminations in there. And they're all doing great. I don't see them, admittedly. They're all too busy living mangrove lives, but you know what I mean? Like people are like, nah, put them in a dark box and then just throw some rats in there. You know,
No.
fuck off. You know what I mean?
That ain't it, Chief. That just ain't it. Nah.
Yeah, it's hard. It is hard because I think social media doesn't promote the right welfare, and that's the only reason I started doing this sort of shit.
Yeah.
And it's nice because like I help people, and hopefully like you now pushing a bit more towards your Rudicolis, because not necessarily in the UK, but in America, Rudies are still brought not as commonly as Mangroves, but they're brought and they're just chucked in shit enclosures.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for me, if you can like champion that sort of thing and be like, look how much I love my lizard, look how great I'm giving my lizard, look what I'm doing for my lizard.
Yeah.
And then like you say, not hating on anyone else, because if as soon as you hate on someone, they'll just be like, oh, I'm not going to listen. But if you go, well, okay, fine, you've got this, but then look at what Ragnar does in this, and then everyone's going to be like, oh, wow, fucking hell, yeah, like, damn, man.
Yeah. The problem is, we come back to it, is social media is a blessing and a curse. Do you know, without social media, obviously me and you wouldn't be on this podcast right now.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And
we never would have met. We never would have spoken.
Yeah, I maybe would have got rid of Ragnar, you know, things like that. There are positives to it, but at the same time, it can be a curse. You know, I've been on Facebook groups for reptile keeping, husbandry, things like that. I'm not going to name any of them, but some of them have literally got the words non-judgmental in the title.
Yeah.
Now you go on these pages, and if you don't find a judgmental, you know, sentence or bit of advice or comment within 5 posts, I'll call you a liar.
Yeah.
You're on there. I mean, for example, there was one on a monitor lizard. Admittedly, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but someone put on there, is this a het black dragon? Now, obviously, a het isn't visual. Fine. I didn't know that 2 or 3 years ago. But the first thing I saw when I saw this post was laughing faces.
Yeah.
That's not going to help this person.
No.
Why are you laughing? Did you know from birth what a het was? You know, so I saw it and I commented. I said, hey, bud, listen, just to let you know, het isn't a visual. You know, you've got to blah, 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 do this and that and whatever. It doesn't take a lot. Do you know what I mean? We've all started somewhere.
Yeah.
But some people will literally ruin you. You know, just go and it makes people scared to ask a question. So sometimes you wonder why is that person keeping that lizard like that? Well, it's because they saw the way other beginners were asking questions online. They saw they got torn apart and they thought, I'll just maybe Google it instead.
Yeah, it's hard because if you, for example, let's just say we swap shoes and I walked in your shoes, I'd be doing exactly what you've done. And you'd be doing exactly what I did because you've been exposed to what I've been exposed to, and I've been exposed to what you've been exposed to.
Yeah.
And someone, you have to remember as well, like you get people, obviously we're talking monitors, but the same for all reptiles, but you get people walking to a pet shop, see a mangrove monitor, and about, whoa, that's the coolest thing, that's a mini Komodo dragon. But they haven't got a clue. But they're excited and they're passionate and they get it. And sometimes, like literally, I was talking to a guy recently and he had a mangrove set up with like a red light bulb. And obviously here in the UK, we know red light bulbs are just not it. And he was like, yeah, this is what the pet shop sold me. And I was like, they shouldn't have told you that. It's wrong. And he was like, what do you mean? And if I went, you're a fucking idiot. I can't believe you're fucking, that's bad.
Do your research. Yeah.
He would be like, whoa, the pet shop told me, get all. So I just said to him, I explained to him why they're bad, and I explained to him why halogens are better. And he was like, I did not know that because I was polite. And of course, don't get me wrong, my ego goes, fucking hell. But then the reality of the situation is he probably doesn't know.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't, like, there have been a few people that have messaged me and I have gone like, fuck me, this is dire. Someone had a mangrove monitor in a rack, like fucking mad. And I was polite. And I was like, hey, blah, 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 blah. You need to do lighting. You need this. You need overhead heating. You need QPP, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, oh, my God, thank you so much. I really wanted to keep it naturalistic. No one told me I could do that. Everyone I was talking to told me I need to keep it in a dark box. So he literally put it in a dark box. And he ended up going out and spending like $600 on a setup and everything. He sent me a picture of it. It was like, thank you, man. But if I was like, you're a fucking dickhead, I can't believe you're fucking doing this. Or like, oh my God,
you don't deserve that animal. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. In my instant reaction is like, and I might be like, fucking hell, like aloud, but I'm never rude over message because you don't know the shoes that someone else has walked and you don't know the experiences they've been told. Like what I know now, I didn't even know a year ago.
Mm.
You know
No,
what I
same.
mean?
Yeah.
So,
And some of the things I've heard and seen firsthand that people are told with keeping reptiles, you do look at it and you go, well, no wonder some of these animals in such dire circumstances. Do you know what I mean? It's sometimes you can't blame people. If someone was there saying to you, oh, I've kept mangrove monitors, let's just use that example. I've kept
yeah,
mangrove monitors in, 3-foot enclosures for the last 20 years. Everyone's told me I'm wrong, but I know I'm right. That's when
yeah,
you go, dickhead.
yeah,
That's fine. But when someone's there going, hi guys, just got my new setup. What do you think? Anything I can do better? It's
mm,
at that point, yes, like you say, you can out loud to yourself go, Christ, what is that? But then what you do is you go, okay, new starter, let's help out.
yeah,
Hello, bud, here's what you want to do. Maybe change this. Reach out if you need any information. The
hmm,
problem is there's too many online that just go, haven't you done your research? Did you not look into it first? Maybe
yeah.
they did, maybe they didn't. But it's happened
It's too
now.
late. They've got the
It's too
lizard
late.
now. Yeah,
It's too late. So all you
yeah,
can do at that point is try and help. There's no point in grilling someone.
yeah,
Like I say, if someone keeps going, oh no, I will continue to feed my snake grasshoppers, then you
yeah,
go, no, you're a fucking idiot. You don't deserve that animal. Just as an example. But if someone's there going, I want to learn, I don't know, then you go, right, here's
yeah,
how you do
yeah.
it. Here's what you do. So social media is a blessing and a curse for sure. But
Yeah, it sure
it's
is. I had a guy literally call me on Instagram, like it was like 10 o'clock at night. Like, my phone starts ringing, and
yeah,
Instagram's like got like a weird ringtone.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I answered it, and it was a video call, and I was still awake, but I was like,
Yeah.
hello, I had no idea who this is, and he's like, hey man, this is my new mangrove, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, okay, and anyway, we're talking for about 35 minutes, 40 minutes,
Yeah.
and basically everything he'd been told was completely wrong.
Yeah.
He bought it off Craigslist or wherever the fuck. And then he's like, oh, how much is the enclosure going to cost me? I was like, I have no idea. I don't live in America. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, how much was your enclosure? I was like, my enclosure and my lighting was probably just shy of $1,000.
Mm,
And he was like, oh, I can't afford that. And I was
mm.
like, okay. I don't know what you want me to do. Like,
Yeah.
okay. And he literally went, oh, do you want the mangrove? I was like, I'm in the UK. I can't have the mangrove.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm gonna have to sell this mangrove. And I was like, well, it's a bit shit. I literally said to him, it's a bit shit that you got it, but at least you're self-aware enough to turn around and go, do you know what? I can't care for it. Let me sell it. Um, and this is it. Like people, I think self-awareness as a reptile keeper and always wanting to strive to do better and more is the most important attribute any keeper can have.
I currently couldn't agree more because I'm going through it myself.
Transition time.
Transition. What a segue. Bring that bastard in. The problem some people will find is even if they start seeing that maybe they are wrong, they go, well, I'm too embarrassed to say that I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll just plod along and not say anything. You need to own your mistakes. You need to hold your hands up and say when you believe you've done wrong. And if anyone calls you a dickhead for that, they are the dickhead. Now, dear Paul's Monitors fans, you're not going to like this, right? I know Paul doesn't like
Paul
it, but
doesn't
he
like
knows
this.
he doesn't like this, but you're not
Riddler's
going to
lucky
like
he's even
this.
on this podcast.
Exactly. I nearly got blocked straight away. All right. Let me show you to my right a second. You see that?
Disgusting.
That is a snake rack. Okay. That is where I keep my adult royal pythons. I'm getting rid of that rack. It's as simple as that. I'm not keeping it. Let's go into why I got it in the first place. All right. I got my first royal python and he was in a 4-foot enclosure. My missus said, you're not getting any more. She said, one snake is enough. She ended up falling in love with him as well. Fine. I got rid of the carpet python and I thought, all right, I've got a spare 4-foot enclosure. Let's get a female royal python. I'll maybe just get one and I'll breed, just have 2 royals and breed them. All right. So I went into the reptile shop, my local reptile shop, and he had a male and 2 female juveniles. They weren't related, and he said, "Well, just take those 3." He said, "Because you could get clowns out of them. They're all het clown." And I was like, "But I've only got one enclosure." I'm sure you know where this is going. He
Yeah.
said, "Well, just go go to your local shop, get some 30-litre tubs, some heat mats, and you can have all three. And I'm there going, but, well, no. I was like, I can't leave him in a 30-litre tub. That's cruel. Now, whether or not he saw me come in and he was trying to make a sale, or whether he actually believed this, because a lot of Royal Python owners do believe this, or it
I was
could be
going to
both.
say, I think he believed it, mate.
I think he did as well. He basically said to me, no. He said the research shows that in the wild, they live in holes in the ground, termite mounds. They only come out to breed and eat. Well, shit. Now, I hold my hands up again. I can't put all the blame on him, because the research I did, and again, I'm going to be fully open and honest with here, because I think everyone should be. I went home and researched why Royal Python rack's good.
And I'm sure you found a million videos for that.
Yeah. It's as simple as that. I
Exactly.
looked up why are they good. I didn't type pros and cons of keeping a snake in a rack, because selfishly, I saw a way of getting more snakes.
Yeah.
I thought, well, let me just have a look. I found my justification.
They're
my
everywhere.
Justification was to say to people, why is your snake in a tub? Oh, they don't need a lot of space. They eat better. They breed, as long as they're, eating and breeding and doing all of that stuff, that they're thriving. And then I started seeing things like surviving isn't thriving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've got these snakes that are, 3-4 feet long in a 33-litre tub. And one of my last videos on YouTube was for Lando the crested gecko. Yeah, I did a bioactive enclosure for him. I did a foam background. I did sticks everywhere. I did, the substrate. I did leaf litter for an animal that's, 4 inches?
Yeah, for sure.
And I put him in there, and I'm thinking to myself, why have I got 3-4 foot snakes in a fucking tub downstairs in my? And I'm there thinking to myself, I've messed up here.
Yeah.
Now, I carried on doing more research, and this time I did less biased research. I'm starting to look up, and you've got the amount of things online that say royal pythons have been spotted 20 feet up in the air in trees.
Yeah.
Royal pythons have been found to have, a distance of travel of up to X amount of miles in their time. And I'm there going, fuck.
Yeah.
I've got 14 adults.
Yeah.
What? It's not too late, though. This is where a lot of people will go, they'll look at their rack and they'll go, but it's there now. Shit. Do you know what I mean? It's not too late. It's not too late. I love all of these snakes. Like, I didn't get them. I got them for breeding projects. Don't get me wrong. I was like, oh, that'd be cool with that. That'd be cool with that. But I don't treat them like objects, for example. I love all of these snakes. They're all named. I spend time with, you know what I mean? They're nice to have. But I look at Ragnar in an 8-foot enclosure and I go, why are they in a fucking tub? Like, I genuinely get embarrassed. Anyone that comes in now, I go, no, they are getting upgraded. Like, they're in, oh, is that not a bit small? No, it is. Yeah. It really is. But they're getting upgraded, I've already found a home for 3 of them. I will make the collection smaller. All the babies, apart from one, are going to be sold. I got to keep one from my first ever clutch. He was my miracle snake as well. He's my little boy.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, another thing that got me, do you know what? Depending on how many people listen to this that keep royals, this might do the trick for them as well if they keep a racking system. This might sound random at first, but hear me out. I was doing the weekly shop at Tesco. Yeah. Now you're probably there going, well, what the fuck has that got to do with keeping snakes? And I was there and I was looking for eggs. And the first ones I picked up were battery hen chickens. Eggs.
Yeah. Oh, I know where you're going. I know.
And I literally looked at it and I went, well, no. Why would I buy eggs from chickens that have been kept in small cages and not allowed to roam free and things like that? Yeah. I'm going to put them down and find the free-range chicken eggs because they're allowed to roam free and have great lives and they still lay eggs and it's still lovely. Right, I'm going to go home to my snake rack where they're breeding to make eggs.
In tiny little cages with no stimulus or no enrichment and no natural light.
And it's at this point you look at yourself and you go, you fucking hypocrite.
Yeah.
You're going to put down the battery hen chicken eggs and go home and breed snakes.
Yeah.
So, but listen,
that's a good analogy, mate. That's a very good analogy.
And I am happy to share that with you. I honestly, I don't feel embarrassed by saying so because I'm here going, well, no, I've realized the error of my ways.
You know what? I was really excited to get you on selfishly for this purpose because I'll be honest, I don't really fuck with a lot of royal keepers. I think they're all dickheads. I'll be completely real.
Yeah.
The justification of keeping an animal in a box is not for me.
No.
I'm sure they're lovely people, but it's not for me. But the fact that from the moment we were talking anyway, you were like, and I think I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but I think talking to me a little bit has also infiltrated your mind in the sense of me. Because remember we had the conversation, and if you're happy to have it now, we can have it now. But I was like, where the fuck are the babies going to go? Because a million people are doing what you're doing. So like, I've got two questions. My first question is, so the original snake that you had in the 4 foot with the royal, I'm assuming he's in Iraq now.
Well, the funny part about that is he is actually a she, but
Okay.
yes, she is.
Okay, it's a she.
Yeah.
So what behavior differences have you noticed, if any, from her, from being in the 4 foot to now being in Iraq?
Well, this is the thing with Iraq. It's hard to see any behaviors.
Oh, God.
You can't see any. Do you know what I mean?
That's not an answer I wanted to hear, but it's so true.
It is. And this is what I mean.
So
I will
true.
be open and honest with you. You know, I
appreciate your self-awareness. Before you carry on, I just want to say, like, hats off to you, mate. You're an inspiration.
Yeah, and don't even worry about asking, do you want me to cut that bit out? No, leave it. I cannot see behaviors because all I do is open. All right, every now and again I'll get them out and handle them fine. But I can't see any behaviors, mate, because I open up a fucking drawer, pick out their shit.
It makes me cringe so much.
Top up their water and feed them a rat. Now, again, I'll tell you what, here's another one of the justifications that I was told. Unfortunately, it was sort of proven correct, but still not enough to be true, because there's other ways around it. Someone said to me, so I got one of my royals is a banana royal python, and he wasn't eating. He was in a 4 foot enclosure and he wasn't eating. Now, instead of saying to me, your enclosure isn't cluttered enough, check your temperatures, give him more spaces to hide, make sure. Someone said to me, he's in too big of an enclosure. Put him in a small enclosure and he'll eat. Now, the savage thing is, he did. The next week he ate. But that's not a justification. No. He's surviving. He's not thriving. Had I put more hides in, some fake plants, some real plants, whatever I wanted to do, some hides, some caves, some logs, he would have done the same thing. But because someone said to me, put him in a fucking 30-litre tub and he'll eat, and then he did, I went, well, there's truth to that.
There's your evidence. Yeah, exactly.
There it is. But that's in a biased mindset, because you look at that and you go, well, it's true. That means I can get another fucking 10 of them and they'll all be fine. They're not fine. They're not fine. It's as simple as that. And it makes me sad when I see my own snakes in this tub. But Reptile Room 2.0, we've said it about Ragnar. The snakes, the ones that I do keep, they're going in bigger enclosures. They're going to have bioactive setups. You know what I mean? They're going to have hopefully natural light is good, but also they're going to have a day and night cycle. Like these ones, like we said the other day, my ones, again, this isn't a justification, but it's at least better. They're in opaque tubs.
Yeah.
They can see the difference between day and night. But that didn't actually occur to me until you said so. And then I thought about it. The ones that are in, blacked out tubs, it is dark 24/7. The only time they see light is when they've got a female being put with them and when they're fed and poo picked.
That's it, yeah.
Not a life for anything. It's not a life for anyone. So, yes, I am on Paul's Monitors podcast as a man with a snake rack, but I am both embarrassed and happy to talk to you about it, because
you're good,
it's a conversation that needs to be had, I think. Now, this isn't me. I'm not saying, right, join the revolution. We're going to take down snake racks.
I am.
Ain't happening.
Dickheads. I'll say it on my podcast. I'll put this on YouTube. What are you fucking doing? Anyone listening, if you've just listened to that and you're still like, oh no, my snake's fine in Iraq, what the fuck? Like, look in the mirror. Like, don't get me wrong. I'll be real now. Like, so I've just got Gilleneye, which is a tiny little dwarf monitor and a tiny little fucking monitor. And I've put them in quite a big enclosure for Gilleneye. And I've looked at that and I've gone, wow, these tiny little lizards in this big enclosure. And then I look at Mango and I go, fuck, she's in a tiny enclosure, because her size of her in comparison to usable space. And Mango's not in a small enclosure. She could definitely be in bigger. All of my animals could.
Yeah, of course.
But again, it's not a justification. We keep animals in boxes. It's ego.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at that, and I fucking, no matter what, I've got the best lighting you can get. Like anything else, the lighting. So I've got these animals in this perfect lighting, and I'm like, and they're not small. And she's fucking only mangrove in the UK to regularly cycle and give eggs. You know what I mean? She's happy.
Yeah, yeah.
But I look at it and go, fuck, I can do so much better. And I think if you don't think that, if you don't, like, clearly you're thinking that.
Yeah.
If you don't think that, are you in it for the animal? Are you in it for the money?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, again, so I want to dive into the mind of a royal keeper now, to be honest, because I've never really spoke to one. What's the obsession? Why have you got to have one of every fucking color? Like, what's the obsession? I mean it respectfully, but you know me. We've been talking, but like, I just don't get me wrong, Mr. Man with 6 mangroves. I don't want to be a hypocrite.
Yeah,
but like,
no, but you've got them in, you know.
Yeah,
what is it? 2 enclosures, and they're big enclosures. So
yeah, so I've got 3 separate enclosures
That's
for
it.
5, 6 different animals. So they all eventually will be housed alone in big enclosures. Yeah.
Do you know what? I think again, a lot of it comes down to the fact that people look at the rack and they go, well, it's because I can.
Yeah.
It's because they look at this space that's this big, and instead of going, I can fit 2 or 3 animals, they can go, that's a rack that can fit 24 animals in it. Oh, I've not got one that's that morph. I haven't got one that's that morph.
It's money, though, isn't it?
It's money. But do you know what? This is a point I said to you as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what's mad? Like, you see some royal pythons that are, you know, they've got 4 recessive genes, 5 recessive genes, you know, dominant and 3 recessives and things like that. These beautiful animals, I stand by, like, they are stunning.
Yeah, for sure. What However, people have created is crazy.
It's ridiculous. Like, you look at that and you go, how the fuck have you...
Yeah.
But the thing that I said to you is these snakes are 15,000, 20,000 pounds a piece.
And some are even upwards.
If not more.
Yeah.
If not more. I'm pretty sure the first ever pied went for about 100k.
It's fucking mad.
Now, the people buying those snakes aren't giving it to little Johnny for Christmas.
No.
He's not getting a 15 grand snake for Christmas to put in his room. The mad thing about the royal python, like, breeding community is it's almost like they're breeding them to sell within each other.
Yeah.
You know, you've got that 3 gene animal that I can put with my 4 gene animal. I'll give you 15 grand, and then the animals I produce from that will be 20 grand a piece, and I'll sell that to a breeder that's got that project going. If a little kid wants a beginner snake, they're going to buy one of, for example, I'm just going to use it as my example. I've got my first clutch is normals and bananas. Normals are maybe 30 quid a snake. Bananas maybe 100, 120 quid a snake. If you want something a little bit fancier, that's doable. But the whole thing of every single different morph and the recessives and which one's hot right now, that annoys me as well, is the fact that it's like different morphs trend each year.
Pokemon cards, man.
Because that one that was hot, fresh, you know, off the shelves every 5 minutes last season, you know, the must-have morph that you've got to get into your collection, when that's no longer the in thing, where does that snake go? Where do the babies go?
That's a good point, because, like, think of all the royals that I've read, right? How often do you see an adult normal?
They're becoming very few and far between. That's the weird thing.
Not even because they're outbred. They're all fucking dead.
Yeah.
Like, people don't... like, especially when you're talking these big boys. Oh, fucking hell, I've produced a normal. Tell me they don't. They must do. Because where the fuck are they?
Yeah.
Like,
I dread to imagine. I actually dread to imagine. Because...
Right, and again, obviously, I'm speculating. I don't know that for a fact.
Course.
But like, even for yourself, for example, how many people in the UK are breeding royals? Fucking loads.
Mate.
How many people in the UK are producing normals? Fucking loads. As a byproduct of breeding, right? This is hypothetical, but it's facts. Where the fuck do they go, mate? Because you don't want normals. In the sense of, like, you being Riddler that wants to breed royals.
Yeah.
Fucking whatever the fuck that dickhead on fucking wanted to build a Patreon to fucking show you how to keep snakes in fucking drawers. Who the fuck he is. Him. I don't know who he is, but I don't give a shit. that
Yeah.
knobhead, he don't
Yeah.
want fucking normals.
No.
Any other fucking dickhead that don't want normals.
Yeah.
So all these normals, where the
Mhm.
fuck are they going?
And the same can be said for a lot of single gene animals. The weird thing is you do see these videos where they go, "Oh, we only hit the single gene. Oh, that's a shame." It's a living animal.
Mad.
This is what I mean, like, because the problem is, here's the thing. Again, I hold my hands up and admit, you get blinded by the money.
Yeah.
I'm not in it for money. I'm telling you that now. This isn't me trying to justify myself. But you look at it and you go, you look on Morph Market and you see a 3 gene animal go for five to 10 grand.
Can change your life.
You go, fuck.
Yeah.
You could sell 10 of them, you know,
Yeah.
and you've got a yearly wage.
Even if you make, let's just say you make 18 grand on Royals, just say that can be one snake.
Yeah.
That's like the average wage in the UK.
It is. It is.
You know what I mean?
Now, when you're at the point where you're looking at, I'm not going to lie to you. I think you know, I don't like being an electrician.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it. If I can, this is why the reptile shop was nearly my way out of it. It didn't work. Fine, whatever. That's a story maybe for the future. But you look at it and you go, if I was to invest, 10 grand into a couple of snakes and then get a couple of clutches from this and that, I could get, 20, 30 grand a year off of raising snakes.
Yeah.
It sounds lovely. And then you start looking at the morality side of things.
Yes.
You start going, but you're keeping that snake in a box. And then you're just offloading offspring to anyone who's got a Morph Market account. A lot of people can do it. You've seen on Morph Market, there's like 50,000 royal pythons for sale just in the UK alone, probably.
Disgusting.
Can I do that? No.
Yeah.
Now,
are you still going to breed? I'm not going to judge you for it, because if you're doing Royals in Bavaria and you're giving them UVB and you're giving them natural lighting and bits and bobs, where's your mind at with that?
my mind there is still in the middle. It's still a possibility. Now, I've always said to myself, and even now, I'm not going to be the sort of person that has 50 clutches a year.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. I haven't got the room, the time, the space, the money.
Mm-hmm.
But all of that aside, I don't want to. I don't want to just churn out these lives that are just going to get sold out just to make my life a bit better.
And they're also going to go into racks.
Exactly. Now, will I breed possibly for myself? And hopefully, I am hoping in the future to have people that maybe would like to buy a snake from me.
Mm-hmm.
Quite possibly. But for me, what I would do is I would make sure that each snake has its own enclosure, that they've got climbing space, they've got light, they've got heat, they've got everything they need. Yeah. And what I do is I put a female in with a male. If they sit on opposite ends of the tank the entire time and tell the other one to fuck off, okay.
Yeah.
If they breed and lay slug eggs or 3 eggs, okay, fine. I'm not in it for churning out mass amounts of royal pythons and earning money for myself. I just don't want to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, I've been blinded slightly. There were times where I was like, shit, if I was to get one of them and put it to that one, I could get $1 grand a snake there. Yeah. But then you've got to look at yourself and go, but why?
Yeah.
Why? It's not fair. So, yeah.
But then the babies, so like, let's say you're against rat keeping now. You don't want to keep them racks. You're moving away from racks.
Yeah.
You're going into Bavaria. Let's just say a year's time from now, Riddler has no snakes in racks. Let's just say. When you breed, where are the babies? Your babies instantly going. You're not going to put all the individual babies into vivariums.
No.
Are you?
No. So the babies.
You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
And it's hard, isn't it?
It is. Like, the thing with the babies, I don't mind as much in a way, like as long as it's temporary, because at the minute I've got babies in a small rack. They're not in 30-litre tubs, they're in small.
I'm going to change your mind. I'll let you finish this and I'll tell you about a study I heard about lizards, and I'm assuming snakes will be the same and it will blow your mind.
All right, I'm actually looking forward to that. I'll tell you what, I'll finish this and then hopefully you can change my mind. But I look at it and I'm like, all right, they're in very basic enclosures. They've got a hide, they've got heat, they've got water, they've got, it is paper towel at the minute. But the
Yeah.
reason I look at that is, and this isn't just me doing biased research, in that instance, I want to see their wheeze and their poos. I want to see that they're shedding properly. I want to see that they're eating and making sure they're not choking on cocoa husk. And it's more, it's separation almost just to keep that little extra eye on them, just to make sure that actually it is eating, it is passing the rubbish out after and having a shit, it is drinking, it is. So that's why, and again, this isn't me justifying a rack, this is me saying as a baby, before it goes elsewhere, maybe that's not so bad, if you know what I mean.
So I read that reptiles, this was about lizards, but reptiles, because they don't have learnt behavior, they don't have parents to teach them. They learn from their environment. So you're instantaneously putting an animal into a basic, plain, sterile environment. Let's just say it's in there for 3 months. That's 3 months it's not learned how to climb, how to swim, how to dig, how to move in and out of a sun gradient. Day one, my Ackies go into naturalistic bioactive enclosures. Can every single one poo properly? No idea. No idea. Do I just trust that what's healthy will survive? Yeah.
Do you know what? That's also another good side of it. Like, again, this isn't me because I'm not breeding snakes that are worth 10 grand. But I think a lot of people, for them as well, it's like they don't want to trust nature. They want to make sure that that animal survives, eats, and they can sell it for the 10 grand.
It's a hard one because me and my friend, I won't mention him just in case, but he knows who he is. I don't think he'd care, but I won't. We were having a conversation on Saturday. So literally like 4 days ago. Basically on money and breeding. So for example, I had a couple of my most recent clutch of Ackies. I don't know what went wrong. It's gone Pete Tong. It's just gone all wrong. Everything's fucked up, and a couple of the babies have been born deformed. It's just fucking messed up. A couple of them were born really deformed. A couple of them were born a little tiny smidgy. You're talking one bent toe. Because they're Ackies and they don't have a high monetary figure, I made the decision to cull them. Because I didn't think, especially the deformed ones, I didn't think that they were fit to be thriving. They wouldn't survive. I have the one with one bent toe. I found a pet only home for it. It's a bit different. There was a couple that had like bent hands. There was one that had a bent spine. Anyway, if they were green tree monitors with bent toes, and all of a sudden that's a 2 grand lizard, you do go, I could find someone who's always wanted a green tree monitor, can't afford 2 grand, but would pay 400 quid for it. It could still live a healthy life. In the wild, it would have never survived. But there becomes this monetary figure. And like I say, rightly or wrongly, I decided to cull the Ackies. I think it was 6. No, it was 5 babies. 2 are completely perfect. 4 babies. 2 are completely perfect. 1 is yet to hatch. 1 was born with a slight bent, 1 toe on its front foot, slight bent toe. And then 3 or 4 of them were, 2 of them were like, you'd live forever. You wouldn't get around that easy. I have a disabled Ackie here, which probably was the same situation. It was just a bit special. Probably should have been culled. Now it can't like climb around because it's got no toes and all this weird stuff. Still alive. It's 4 years old. But should have been culled. So it's a hard one because as soon as you start drawing these lines of money, and you start thinking to yourself like, could still make 500 quid off that disabled green tree or that disabled blue tree or that 10 grand royal. It's got a kinked tail. Still get 500 quid for it. You still breed it or whatever. And that's why I decided to cull the Ackies. And it's easy to say for cheaper animals because I don't know what I would do if it was an expensive animal. I'd like to think I would, like for example, this Ackie with the bent toe, I've given it away to someone I know. And I said, look, it's a pet only. I'm sure it would be completely fine to breed, but I just want it to be a pet because it's got a little deformed toe. But like I say, it's a hard one because pretty much stopped breeding Ackies now. So when my next clutch, I've got one more clutch due to hatch. When I get a next clutch, which I will, I'm going to incubate 4 eggs, and that's it. If they hatch, they hatch. If they don't, they don't. When Ackies become more popular and are demanding again, I'll incubate more eggs.
Yeah.
But it's just not ethical, mate. Like, where do they go? Like, it's different. Like, I've got people messaging me now going, "Oh, can I buy an Ackie? Can I buy an Ackie?" So I personally have some demand.
Yeah.
But then 6 months ago, no one wanted them. So I was like, nah, I'm not breeding them. You see what I mean? So it's hard. It's hard to make the call. And that's where my brain would go with Royals. My brain would be like, because I do it with Ackies. And I'm like, where the fuck are they going to go? So I've just decided that I'm not going to bother. And I'm still tempted to feed off all the eggs that I've got. They're due in a month. And part of me is tempted to feed off 10 and just hatch 3 or 4 or whatever I've got in there.
The thing is, I quite like the idea of having people buy a snake from me to keep as a pet because it's from me. Do you know what I mean? I like the idea of that. It's like, oh, I got a riddler reptile snake. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather it didn't end up in a rack, but I do quite like the idea of people, you know, getting that snake because they know that it was bred, for example, in a vivarium. Do you know what I mean? Or it's from me and they like me for who I am and as a reptile keeper. And I do quite like the idea of that. So I don't think I'd stop entirely. Now, I'm not Mr. Big Shot. Like, I've got bordering 1,500 YouTube subs. What have I got? I think Facebook, I think I'm less than 50 followers on Facebook. TikTok, we've got about 1,600 again. Instagram 16,000, but to be fair, that's because I had a couple of reels blow up. Like, I've spoken to you about that before.
Yeah.
Now I'm not coming here going, oh, I missed the big time. Can't wait for everyone to, you know, oh, Riddler Reptiles, you want to buy a snake from him. But at the same time, you do have to.
It's the same, mate. I've got less followers than you, and I have people messaging. Like, I met up with a couple on Saturday. I dropped off all my Ackies. I did a round robin, and there was a lady and a gentleman, and they were like, "Oh my god, like, we love your stuff. Like, we're so honored. We're so honored to like have your Ackie."
Yeah.
And don't be wrong, it's fucking weird. I was like, I'm not that
just
guy.
This guy. Yeah.
I'm not that guy. But it was nice. And then there's a couple of people that brought my Ackies, and they're like so on the WhatsApp groups now, people are like, anyone with Ackies, like 4 people that crop up and go, Paul's my letters, Paul.
Yeah.
And I'm like, humbled. It's nice. So I know what you mean.
Yeah. And like I say, I mean, I'm quite far from that because I like. How am I going to say this without having people fucking sending for me?
Don't worry, I've already gone for one of the biggest royal people.
Well, there is that.
Everyone in the comments is going to be at me now.
I have noticed that a lot, not all, before anyone starts going, you fucking wank. No, a lot of royal breeders are very much in it for themselves, to make it for themselves, and just want to hit the big bucks and be one of the big boys.
Yeah.
So they don't really want to help, to talk, to, you know, do things like this. Like, it's very much, it's quite a lonely
hence having
game.
a Patreon to tell people how to keep snakes in boxes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite a lonely hobby in that instance. I've already noticed that, because you've got your subsections in the reptile hobby, you know, you've got your monitor subs. And I've noticed already that people with monitors and one, even if it's just one singular monitor or an entire room full, they're very much more open for discussion. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if that's maybe got something to do with people that keep royals, maybe having that little bit in the back of their head going, I mean, it is a bit fucking shit, isn't it? But if I don't talk to anyone about it, I can just carry on.
Yeah.
I wonder. Now, I'm not speaking for
under the
anyone.
Yeah.
Just ignore it. Just ignore it. Just go and get your bulk order of rats and feed the snakes. And you've got a clutch coming soon.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, like I say, I could get fucking sent for after this, but it is what it is, isn't it? At the end of the day, some people might listen to this and go, you know what? I now feel like shit about having a rack. I don't want it anymore.
Well, I think let's address that then. Because if you're keeping your animal in a rack, or you're keeping your monitor in a smaller enclosure, or your leopard gecko, or your bearded dragon, or whatever, that's cool. Like, we all start somewhere.
Yeah.
And for me, the key is don't beat yourself up because it's not benefiting you. or your animal.
Yeah.
And as someone who really struggles with mental health, when you're down, your animals suffer. That's just facts. I can't be fucked to deal with fucking 20 lizards when I'm feeling like shit. It's the reality of it. So beating yourself up because your animals are in bad conditions, it's just going to put them in worse conditions. And I know that sounds dickish, but that's how you put it bluntly. Be like, right, how many of these animals am I actually attached to? Because some of my monitors, I love all of them. Some of them have monetary value to them. If someone offered me, I don't know, £1,000 for my Boss monitor, best believe it's being sold. Like that's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
If someone offered me 10 grand for Mango, I'd have told you to fuck off.
Yeah.
Like some have value, some just are invaluable. Like my green trees, they're going nowhere. Like bloody Matt, my great mate, MJH Exotics, he's got my male Prasinus at the minute, and he's like, I'm going to keep him. And I was like, I'll let you keep him because he's yours, because it's you.
Yeah.
But I want his babies.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you're keeping him. I need babies. But like, that's a different situation though, because we're pretty much between us got the only trio of pure Marukis. So that's for the greater of the species. That's not for any other like ego situation. But like, you've got to slowly build it up. You need to. Okay, well, this month I can put 50 quid aside because we're all in tough times at the minute. I can put 50 quid aside this month. In 5 months, you've brought a vivarium. You know, and that might not seem a lot, but in bloody 2 years, you've brought 5 vivariums.
And also, it might not mean a lot to you, but it's an entire world change for that animal.
Sure.
My plan for my royals, I quite like building stuff. I'm going to custom build enclosures for them. I quite enjoy doing it. The idea is that, do you know what? There's sometimes in my head, like, I'm trying to sleep and I'm there going, I'll be lying there and I'll go, I'll tell you what would look sick. And then I open my eyes and I go,
man.
Yeah. In actual fact, one of the funnier ones recently was, like, we are keeping one of the leopard geckos. And I was thinking to myself, right, I really want to set up a bioactive leopard gecko enclosure. I've never done it before. And I was lying there, I was thinking, again, this is me trying to sleep. I got work in the morning. I'm there going, but if I need to do the drainage layer and then the mesh, and then if I'm doing a 70 to 30, you know, with the substrate and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Oh, what if I do this? And I'm lying there and I went, think about this tomorrow, you fucking idiot. You've got work in the morning. But it's a good thing. It's a positive. Like, I do look at that and I go, because sometimes you do question yourself and you go, do I love having all of these animals, or did I just get them because I could? But then when I do things like that, do you know what I mean? Because I could. We've all been, mate.
I used to be guilty of that.
I was part owner of a reptile shop. I've got some of these animals for free. You know what I mean? But then when I'm lying there thinking, I could do that for her, and then if I put a this and that, and then change that, and then I could put one of the, I'm there going, I do love these animals. I do. Yeah. This is why I've got them. This is why. And also, sometimes with loving those animals, that's why sometimes you've got to make a sacrifice. Some of my snakes are going to go. I cannot build 14 plus vivariums for snakes. I can't do it.
Yeah, it's hard. So, like, I was going to buy a Breddles python on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I stopped in the shop, a reptile shop on the way home. So a guy pulled out of an Aki. And I had one Aki left, and I was like, coming home with just one left from the clutch. So I messaged one of my mates who works at a reptile shop, and I was like, "You guys want an Aki?" And they were like, "Yeah." So I went to the shop, and they literally just been dropped off of Breddles. I fucking love Breddles. Burgundy is my favorite color, so burgundy snake, and I love Morelia as well. And Breddles tend to be a bit calmer than carpets. Anyway. So I messaged Fee and I was like, we get this? And she was like, we no get this. And I was like, but she didn't say that. She said, put it back, because I sent her a video of it on my hand. Tiny. I'll send you, I don't know if I sent you a video. I'll send you the video. It's a tiny little hatch thing.
Yeah.
And because I was doing a part trader on Aki, it worked out fucking cheap as well. And then I was like, cash. And they're like, yeah, we'll take off 20% as well. I was like, oh mate, it was cheap. Like I said, it helped because I put, hang on, she's here. Hello. You're admiring me. We're gonna keep this in.
I do.
It's because I'm sexy.
To be fair, Fee, I've been admiring him the whole time as well.
She knows. She literally went, I said, I'm recording with Riddler tonight, and she's like, oh, see you never then. You two are gonna be talking fucking forever.
My missus pretty much said the same. She was like, I'll see you tomorrow. Like,
yeah. But yeah, so I was gonna get this Breddles, and Fee was like, put it back, and I put it back. Because I don't want to be that guy. I'm not gonna turn up like If it was a lizard, I wouldn't have even asked, but it's a snake, so I didn't. And when I got home, I was like, "Oh, how come you said no?" And she's like, "Oh, you could have got it if you want to." I was like, "You fucking tell me now." But anyway, the point of that story was I was thinking about it because it was tiny little hatchling, and I was going, "Where the fuck am I going to put it?" Because I've got a few empty enclosures at the minute because I swapped a couple of lizards for some new lizards and bits and bobs.
Yeah.
And the smallest enclosure I have right now is a 4 foot long, 1.5 foot tall, 1.5 foot deep. That's the smallest enclosure I have.
Yeah.
And the guy in the pet shop was like, it might be all right, but you'd have to cram the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
He was like, you could just put it in a tub, cut the lid, and put mesh over the top and put it in one of the vivariums so it still gets UVB. I was like, I could, man, but just the idea of having it in a tub. He was like, oh, it won't be forever. I was like, I know it won't be forever, but I'd rather buy an Exoterra and I'd rather just have plants and I'd rather just have. So I didn't buy the snake. One, I wasn't allowed to buy the snake. And two, it turns out I was allowed to buy the snake. She's just fucking being awkward. And two, I just was like, I can't put it in a tub. I just can't put it in a tub. But like on that though, just because obviously we're trying to help people now that find themselves in this predicament, why don't you just go out and buy some Eco Earth, or why don't you go out and pick some leaf litter, or go and get some sticks and put it in with your royals and just give them that level of stimulus and enrichment that they've never once had.
To be fair, now that you've said that, because I've not heard that before, and I'll tell you why I've not heard that before. And this is
you're in the royal circles, and they're the wrong circles. Monitors.
Because no one wants to say it.
Yeah.
Because if one big boy says it, that's it. He's either going to be shunned from the community and turned into a wanker, or he's going to make everyone else look bad and things like that. But no one wants to be the first to say it. Like I say, to be honest with you, if you do get Royal Python owners or rat keepers listening to this, they're probably going to fucking hate me.
What do you think they're going to do for me?
I mean, luckily for me, I couldn't give a shit. Like, if someone I've never met on the internet goes, "You're a wanker, I can't believe you said that about rats," I'm going to go, do you know what I mean? Don't bother me. But if one person listens to it and looks at their rack and goes, "It's just a bit shit,"
it's worthwhile,
like that. It is what it is. And like you say, now that you've said that, now that you've said you've done this research, you've seen that they benefit from this and that.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm going to be out on a walk. I'm going to be going, "Oh,
leaf litter, sticks.
Oh, that'll fit. Yeah, that stick is quite a nice one. That'll fit in there."
What's mad as well, mate? Like I did the podcast with Liam Sinclair, Reptiles and Research. I did his podcast and I was talking about leaf litter for like stimulus, and someone commented on it going, "Would this work for literally royal pythons?" And by the sounds of it, they had it in Bavaria. But anyway, would it work for royal pythons? I said, yeah, of course it would. And anyway, long story short, they messaged me on Instagram and sent me a video of their royal python and said it was out for 45 minutes checking out the whole enclosure, and all he did was add some leaf litter. That's it.
These animals aren't stupid.
Yeah.
Like, all right, they say that royal pythons are pet rocks. Yeah, in a way, you can see sometimes.
But go and speak. Do you say that though? I'm sure you follow him. Norwich Reptile Shed.
Yeah.
I had him on here. Like, say that to him.
Yeah.
Like his royal climbs bloody fucking his royal enclosure is bigger than my fucking tree monitor enclosure.
Yeah.
So
I think the reason people say it's a pet rock is, like I say, even if they keep it in a 4 foot enclosure, a lot of the time you do find that they just chill during the day, nice and curled up, and then at night they'll start climbing around.
But they are nocturnal.
They are nocturnal, so you can't have a go at them for that. And that's another problem as well. People get pets because they want them out on show all the time.
Yeah.
My crested gecko, for example, the reason I did such a beautiful enclosure for him is because I knew that I'm probably not going to see him during the day. Every now and again, I'll come into the room and for some reason, he's just on the glass, pressing his testicles against the glass to show me for some reason, the little pervert.
Yeah.
But I can't see him. But because it's a beautifully planted bioactive enclosure that looks like a centerpiece, you go, yeah, sweet. Another one behind, the whole getting rid of the rack. Leopard geckos, I've got 2 of them. They're about 5-6 inches a piece.
Yeah.
In 3 foot enclosures. Why can I put an animal that's less than a foot long in a 3 foot enclosure, and a big, heavy bodied snake that will reach 4, 5, sometimes 6 feet as a female? Why are they in a tub, man? It just, and like I say, I'm happy to admit that because I
That's
know
good
that
though.
I'm making a change. I am changing it. Like at some point in the future, it's not going to happen anytime soon because we're trying to move. That's
Yeah,
fine. But at some point in the future, these snakes are going to be in better enclosures.
yeah, for sure, man.
It's as simple as that. Because I
Yeah.
want better for my animals.
This is it though, and it can't be like I've said to you on Instagram. It can't be done overnight. You can't.
No.
Like I'm in this weird transition stage in my life where like I'm really enjoying bioactive enclosures.
Yeah.
Like I can't do a bioactive. Well, okay, let's backtrack. Bioactive in the sense of live plants, live soil, live ecosystems. I
Yeah.
have cleanup crews, springtails, isopods, mini
Yeah.
crickets, all this shit in every enclosure,
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
single enclosure. I put 2 beautiful, massive ferns in Mango's enclosure. They were on her basking spot within 12 hours because she digs them up and throws them around. So it's just a waste of money and a waste
Yeah.
of time. Like
Yeah.
I've cut her down live oak with live moss. I
Yeah.
literally go and cut half a tree down for her.
Yeah.
She's got an 8-foot log in there, which is that big around. Let me tell you, that's a heavy bit of log.
Yeah.
So I had to like nick my brother's truck to get it to my house because it's too long to fit in the van.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'd have that in there, and she has fully bioactive soil, and she has all of this. But like my peach fruit enclosure, the plants are growing out and they're starting to latch onto the wood. And I've got a dragon plant in there which was dying because the locusts were eating it. But now it's, and then same as my tree monitor viv just here, the plants are climbing up, and then I've just done a Gillenai viv which I've had to rip apart because one of them got stuck in the fucking background.
Yeah.
Fucking little shit. But it's all natural, and it
Yeah.
literally looks like a slice of the wild. And for me, I may never see these animals in the wild, so
Yeah.
seeing them in a naturalistic, and I'm like, I really enjoy that. And then I'm like, but these fucking mangroves, I can't keep them like that because they fucking ruin it. And then I'm like, maybe I could get some anoles and I could do a waterfall, bioactive, naturalistic, live planted enclosure, which is huge, like a 36, 18 exoterra for a lizard that's 3 inches.
Yeah.
And that excites me. I'm like, that's sick.
Yeah. Do you know what?
Yeah,
go on. No, go on.
I was just gonna say, but then I look at Mango, and
Yeah.
she's I don't know, she's whatever the maths is, 70 centimeters, a bit over 2 and a bit foot.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's in an 8x3x3, and I'm upgrading her in the next probably 6 months to a year. It's okay, but I look at her and I go, oh my god, she should be in like a 10x10, which I just can't do. I just can't do.
But at the same time, that shows what you're like as a keeper.
Oh, 100%.
You're still looking at progressing and upgrading and giving these animals the best life you possibly can, because you can eventually.
Yeah. It's a hard one as well, though, because again, I talked to my friend, same friend. He's wise as fuck. I'd have to get him on it, to be fair. But we were having this conversation, same friend, about the whole money with breeding. But like, the biggest enclosure I can fit in this room is 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17 foot long. So if I say I didn't have any animals, I could build an enclosure in this room that's 17 foot long, 6 foot deep, and at the tallest point, 8 foot tall. And that's how, without impeding any doors or windows, I could build an enclosure that size. So would I get more enjoyment? Let's say I cut that in two and I have 2 lizards in huge enclosures. Would I get more enjoyment from that, or would I get more enjoyment than what I've got in okay, adequate? Some's in big enclosures, some's in okay enclosures. And obviously the answer's with what I've got, because I'm doing what I've got. So that's what goes in my head a lot. What goes in my head is like, am I better off having less animals? So my peach throat is going, once she's fully grown, she's going in a 7 foot long, 5 foot deep, 7 foot tall enclosure.
Yeah.
Unless we move time by she gets fully grown, because she's still a pup at the minute. But that's the biggest I can give her here. And I'm like, that's a good size enclosure. That's a nice size enclosure for a peach throat.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, Mango, my beloved baby child, who I've loved more than my own child, she'll be in smaller.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she'll be a smaller lizard. Admittedly, the peach throat will be like 4 foot. Mango won't even be 3 foot. But I'm like, well, I'm a dickhead. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, if I just had Mango, what life could I give her? She would literally have such a big enclosure. So it's a hard one, because what's right, what's wrong, you know?
Yeah. I think that the thing is, it's funny because you say that, if I had less animals with bigger enclosures, but if I have smaller enclosures, I can have more animals.
Yeah.
That again, we take it back to the fact that royal python keepers like myself, admittedly, I'm coming out of it, will go, well, that's the thing. I can go
Yeah.
smaller. I can keep more. I can have that morph. I can breed it with that morph because the research says that I can keep it in an enclosure this big, which means I can fit 10 more next to it. It shouldn't be like that. And it's ingrained in the hobby, in the industry now. That's the problem. But it's, for example, like you were saying about building these enclosures and making them bioactive and things like that. So obviously for the crested gecko enclosure, it took a couple of days because I needed the foam to dry up and I needed to put the silicone in and I needed it to air out. So that obviously it was animal safe, but it needed to air out. But that night, I knew that I'd already done the first part. And I was like, I cannot believe I've got to wait till tomorrow to carry on with this project. I want to do it now.
Yeah, I was
Like there's times where the missus would be like, you're not going to start that project now, are you? And I go, why? She goes, because you're not going to stop. And I go, no, I'll do an hour or so. And she'll go, no, you won't. You won't. You will go until you knacker yourself and you'll be fucked tomorrow. And I go, yeah, maybe.
But it looks nice though.
It does look nice. Yeah. It's like I think it was when I went to sort his stuff out. It wasn't spur of the moment as such. It sort of was, but wasn't. I knew I was going to do it, but not sure when. And then one day, I think I'd done all the stuff around the house that I needed to do, and I had some spare time, and I went, I haven't got any expanding foam or silicone. Right, quickly screw fix. Yeah, your order is ready. I went, Em, I'll be back in a minute. Where are you going? I said, I'm going to go screw fix. I'm picking up some expanding foam and silicone. She just went, why? I went, because I'm redoing an enclosure. She went, why? I went, because it's cool. That's why. She's just like, have you not got anything else to do? I said, well, maybe, but I don't want to do it. I want to do that. And that's what I mean. You need to get the excitement and the joy out of it. And then at the end of it, you need to go, that was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? I built that rack. Now, granted, like I say, I'm not in the same mindset now as I was then. Again, I built it myself. I didn't buy a 300 quid rack or whatever. I built it and I went, all right, that's quite a cool little build. But obviously time goes on and I go, oh, fucking hell, what an idiot. But part of the process and the hobby is the enjoyment you get from setting these animals up in enclosures. It's got a lot to do with it. Ragnar's enclosure, I'm so proud of it, like we've already said. It could do with better stuff, but that's why I think about the next one. But every time I see it, we've got this fake plants around it, all of that. It looks,
it's a feature.
I'm so proud of it. And then, like you were saying about having a little slice of nature, I do the same with my fish tanks. Like I see people, and again, not judging, people like their plastic SpongeBob things for their kids and this and that. I like to make it look as naturalistic as possible. I've got a reef tank, I've got the live rock, I've got things set up. I want it to look like a slice of nature. And then it always comes back down to me saying, what about the snakes? Why do they deserve to not have that?
Yeah. Can you even, like this? I don't mean this to sound like a dickhead, but there's no other way to ask it. Can you even enjoy your royals?
Not really.
It's mad. Not
really.
You know what I mean?
So,
yeah, you can get them out and handle them.
Yeah, but I think that's the difference between me and those who are getting racks and breeding. They're not in it for the enjoyment of having the animal. Like, don't get me wrong. When we got our first clutch of eggs, mate, what a rush!
Yeah, but that's not necessarily.
It's not royals, part
is it?
It's not. No. So I can see why people do that side of it.
Yeah.
But like the thing is, the difference again with me is that I've named all of my snakes. When you've got a rack and you're like, that one's a 1.0 pastel pied, and then that one's a 0.1 pastel enchy. Roy, do you know what I mean? You go, well, it's just a product.
Yeah.
There's like
a barcode on it, and that's it.
It is, and you look at it and you go, if I pair that one with that one, I'll get those, and I'll get 30 grand. And for me,
that sounds great. Let's do it.
Yeah.
What we've been talking about. Think about how many royals I can fit in here, Riddler.
That's the thing. So many. That's the thing. And a lot of people go, all I need to do is invest 10 grand, and in a couple of years, I could have 40 grand. You could. But cost, can you? At what cost?
Yeah.
And that is the difference. And that's why, to be honest with you, it's not even a recent thing, me thinking about this rack. It has
Yeah.
been ongoing for a while. I've just been fighting with myself.
How long have
know.
you had the rack?
Very good question.
We've said it like daunting. The rack.
The rack, yeah, the rack of doom. Probably a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a couple of years. Because I was still at the shop probably a couple of years ago. Yeah, probably a couple of years now. But even when I was, you know what, there's even been times that when I was putting more snakes in and then looking at others, and I'm there going, do I need another one?
Yeah.
You know
I
what I
know what you
mean?
mean. I
I've
know
got
what
the
you mean.
room in this
Yeah.
rack. I've got room for 5 more snakes. I could fit 5 more royal pythons in this rack.
Yeah.
Don't want to. I don't want to do it. And like I say, I don't want this to come across as me grilling every single royal python keeper and calling them a wanker. Like, that's not what I'm trying to get at, because it's the way it is. I know it shouldn't be, but it's the way it is. I'm not going to stop talking to some of my, because I do speak to some royal python keepers, and we get on like house on fire. So I'm not going to turn around and go, well, I don't have a rack anymore, which means I'm better than you, so fuck off.
Yeah.
We all do things differently, albeit you could say some do it right, some do it wrong. But this is more to do with me than the others.
Of
And I've
course.
come to the
It's
realization
your
that
personal development.
I personally can hold my hands up and say, I did wrong.
Yeah.
I did the wrong research. I was led astray because, again, I've only been in the reptile hobby properly, probably only about 3-4 years or so.
Yeah.
And I was told, and again, I'm not blaming other people. It was my decision to buy snakes and make a racking system. But it's also up to me to realize that and make that change.
Yeah, 100%.
And I can say the same to anyone else, like you said, with the people that were messaging you about that mangrove.
Yeah.
Thousands of people could get at you and say you're doing that wrong, but until you go, yeah, I am.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Does not
That's
matter.
very true. That's very
Yeah.
true. I say the same. I say the same analogy about mental health to people. I say, like, no matter how much you get told something. For example, I'm a massive advocate for therapy. I think therapy is great. But like you say to someone, "Oh, you need therapy." It's a fucking hard thing to say to someone, but say, "Mate, have you considered therapy?" Blah blah
Yeah,
blah blah blah. Until something clicks in your head, you're never going to go to therapy. You have to have that epiphany moment yourself. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Mhm.
And until you've had that idea in your head that you're like, fuck, I can do this better, or fuck, I've been doing this wrong. And to be honest, mate, like, honestly, hats off to you. Like, the self-awareness, like, you're a credit, like, in the sense of, like, regardless of anything else, because to be open and honest enough to go, do you know what? I'm a dickhead. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not many people do it. And
No.
I think you should lean into that more on, like, your platforms. I think you should. It's hard because, like you say, all of a sudden these people are going to fucking sharpen their pitchforks and be like, he's no longer one of us. But maybe, like, I don't know because I'm not in the world, but maybe like a fucking video where, like, I gave my royals some enrichment and then, like, put EcoEarth and all of the things and some leaf litter and, like, see what they do. I don't know. I think the royal world needs a voice like yours to just be like, do you know what? I'm not the best. I'm not the worst. I'm a guy with a heart, and I've realized that I care. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like I say, I think the thing with me is, had there been more, or had I seen more of the stigma, because I am the way I am with animals, maybe I wouldn't have got it in the first place. But the people I was following, the people I was surrounding myself with at the shop, and things like that, it was a case of, well, no, maybe this is the right thing.
Yeah, but that's not your fault. Like I say, because
and like I say, I'm not blaming them entirely.
No.
I still made that choice, but it's easy to fall into stuff when
But
people are
those
telling you
people
it's the
would
right
have
thing.
walked the same path as you, and they would have had thoughts, and people would have assured them that racks are the best, and people would have assured them. And I mean, I'm only 28, but I hear stories of, like, 30 years ago when people were keeping snakes and racks were not a thing.
No.
They've been commercialized for people to make money. Like, people used to, admittedly, they were used to be shitty little boxes with just fucking basic light bulb, like halogens. But that's better than what we're doing now.
Yeah.
And it's just because it's all for money. And anyone that says it's not, like, I'm sorry, I will die on this hill. At me, if you're keeping royals in a rack, and you have over, let's just say 10. If you have over 10 royals in a rack, and you're breeding on them all, you're not doing that for anything else but money. I don't care. I don't care. Like, it might be, I don't know how many royals you've got. If you've got over 10, like, you clearly
I
have
do.
changed.
I'm leaving. See you later.
Bye. Well, there you go. Thanks for tuning in to the Captain Raptors podcast. See you next time. Bye. But this is it. Like you say, money was a big incentive. You've now had a mindset change.
Yeah.
But that was you. You were that demographic.
And then, to be fair, obviously you asked, will I still breed? I probably will, but I'll tell you why. Again, one of the reasons being is it's not for money. It's because I know I've got ones that they might have a baby that I'd really like to keep. And again, the baby that I keep will go into a full-size vivarium, so it's not me going, if I pair that one with that one, I'll get babies that are $1,000 a piece. I'm going, that might be an interesting breeding project that could get this, and I'll have another one that I can keep beautifully in a bioactive enclosure. So
it's hard, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it is.
Because like we've spoken about, like I've said to you, like, just imagine, for example, you keep rudicolis. So it's like, imagine breeding rudicolis. Only one person has done it in the UK. Dean Cheetham is currently trying.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, for not even for anything for clout, but for me personally, when my brain is with ethics of reptile keeping, we don't need royal breeders. Now, I'm not saying you should breed something you don't like, just because, for example, we need people to breed mangrove monitors. If you don't like mangrove monitors, don't breed mangrove monitors.
Well, no.
But you clearly love Ragnar.
Oh, mate. He's my boy.
There you go.
If he's a boy, he's my boy.
But imagine how you felt when you got a royal clutch and hatched royals. Imagine how you'd feel if you ever bred rudicolis.
Nah, absolutely gassed. It would be, because it doesn't happen.
This is so important for the species. It's important for the species.
It is.
Like, breeding royals is important for you. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Because, like you say, I'm saying for me, like, breeding mangroves is important for me because I want to keep a baby from mango, and I want until I die, I want mango's genetics in my care.
Yeah.
But for the species, I'll be honest, I'm not doing it for the species. But I am doing it because I want to keep mango forever. But it's never been done in the UK, and I love them.
Yeah.
So if I can do it and I can produce captive bred mangrove monitors to sell to someone who's going to love mango, so they don't have to have a wild caught animal in their house as a pet.
Yeah, that's another one as well.
Then I'm all fucking for it.
Yeah, because Ragnar is wild caught.
Yeah, he's wild caught. Yeah, 100%. No way he'll be captive bred. Yeah.
If I can obviously confirm that he's male. If I can get a female and get captive bred rudicolis in the UK, like you say, it's good for the species because that's less of them being caught from the wild. And what an experience.
Also, as well, they won't be coming in as much because we left Brexit and their CITES appendix 2. So you can't get them. You can get them, but it'd be few and far between. So if you don't breed them, if no one breeds them, in 20 years' time, your boy, your nipper, not even Ragnar, as in your human boy, he won't get to experience rudicolis because no one bred them. And that, to me, is sad.
I agree. Because the thing is, before seeing Ragnar, I'd never heard of a roughneck monitor before. Yeah. I'd never heard of that. Granted, don't get me wrong, I wasn't big in the monitor world. I'd seen an Asian water monitor. I'd seen a Komodo dragon at the zoo, do you know what I mean? And saw... Yeah. But I'd never even heard of a roughneck monitor. I came into the shop that morning when he came in. And you were I literally went, what the fuck is that? And how do I keep it? That was it.
Why is he so spiky?
Oh, mate, he looks like a dragon. He literally looks like a dinosaur.
I love him, mate. I love him. I think they're great.
And so because of all of this that I'm saying here now, if it's possible to sex him and get the one, like the opposite sex, in a big enclosure and keep them happily and breed them, mate, sign me up. Yeah. Sign me up. Because like you say, if you go onto Morph Market now and type in roughneck monitor, are you going to see any?
You might see one if you lurk like every day for a year.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you going to see a pastel royal python? Yeah. You're probably going to see 17 pages of them.
Yeah.
you know. So this is the thing. Will I continue breeding royals? Maybe a couple of clutches just for my own, you know, projects and things like that, and maybe to have, I might do. If I was to sit here and say to you, no, Paul, I'm never going to breed royals again.
You'd be
I'm
lying
not
to
going to do it.
yourself.
I'd be lying to myself. I'd be lying to you. And in the future, when I go, oh, snake eggs, someone's going to go, you dickhead. I saw that podcast, or I listened to that podcast. You said you weren't. So I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, I might do one or two. But what I'm not going to do, and I tell you what, if I ever do, someone snippet this and send it to me. What I'm not going to do is have a room with nothing but snake racks and breed for my own personal profit and make that my living, because it's just not fair on the animal.
No,
it's not fair on the animal. You know, even if, let's just say, for example, I do breed Ragnar, and I don't know how much a captive bred rudicolis would go for, but let's just say there was no market for it, and the only person that wanted one said, I can afford me. Yeah, and you said all I can afford is 80 quid.
Yeah.
Obviously, if it was you, I'd go, 180. No, I'd go,
1,080.
Yeah, I'd
you
go,
prick.
Well, there you go. There's your monitor. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if someone said, I've wanted a rudicolis for ages, can't find one, 80 quid is the best I can do, I'd go, yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
Because you know where that animal's going. That animal's going somewhere, and that's worth it.
Yeah.
Obviously, listen, again, I'm happy to speak truth here as well. Mate, imagine being
Don't sell it for 80 quid. That thing's like 600-700 quid.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like,
all day long.
But again, another one of these truths. I say this and I mean everything I've said. It would be for the animal, it would be for all of that. But imagine being one of only a handful of people.
You'd be one of two in the UK, people. Unless Dean does it. Because Dean's bred boss monitors, Savannah monitors, so I imagine he will crack Rudy's.
Yeah.
There's a guy in America, Rob Fox. He's fucking popping them out left, right, and center. He's got it fucking crazy. You should message him and ask him some tips on sexing. He sounds sound. But yeah, you'd be like one of 4 people in the world outside of Indonesia that has done it.
And just imagine having, because the thing is, right, I'm not that sort of person that I want to be known throughout the world, and I want a legacy, and I want to build a better life for me, myself, and my family.
Yeah.
But you'd be lying if you said you wouldn't like having that reputation.
Yeah, sure.
Do you know what I mean? Imagine that. Like, oh yeah, he was one of only 3-4 people that was breeding that animal, and they were all superb, beautiful animals. And he kept them amazingly. You'd be lying if you said that.
Oh, 100%,
and I would be buzzing. You know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong. I want to be the first person to do mangroves. I want to do mangroves full stop. It's pretty much a race between me and Ben Miles.
Yeah.
Ben's my fellow Indicus complex keeper.
Yeah.
Annoyingly, he has the boyfriend to Mango, and I have Mango, obviously the girl. And now we've both got the baby mangrove. So it's the races between me and him, really.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I want to beat him. Of course I do. But if he does it first, you'd
be lying if you said
but if he does it first, a fucking fair play to him, because it's great for the species. Like, I'm not gonna go, do you know what, I'm never gonna speak to the kid again because he fucking did it. Oh, hats off to him. Like, I'll shake his hand. He's too far away, I can't be asked to drive to Manchester. But he's like, hats off to him, and I'd like to think he feels the same for me.
Yeah, if one of you was successful and the other one wasn't, well, that one that's successful can say, well, here's what I did for that. And you've gone from 2 people breeding these animals, stopping more coming from the wild, or 1 person to 2 people.
And we can help others.
Then you can help others. And unfortunately, I think that's where the toxic part of royal keepers comes from, because they want to be the first to hit that that world's first. It's because
when you're getting a world's first every week, is it even that special? And if it's going to be kept in a drawer that you're never going to see, is it really that special? I know I'm quite biased towards it. I don't claim not to be. What I mean? I don't agree with it, and I feel like it's been quite good, because I feel like we've had it's a bit of banter, because obviously we're boys and we talk now. Like, if you first came on and it probably would have been people watching it going, but because we understand each other a little bit. But I feel like we've both been respectful to both sides.
I agree.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like I say, what I don't want to do is come on here and just fucking put people on blast and make them feel like wankers. Yeah. And that's not out of fear of them coming for me. If anyone wants to have a word with me,
But
you
then I
crack
think
on,
that's
you
a
message
it's a
me. But
judgment of your character, though, mate.
yeah,
Like you don't want to hurt the people. You just want the animals to be better, and
exactly.
that's why I fuck with you. Because
Yeah,
like I say, regardless of the whole royal side, because I don't. Let's be honest. If you ask me to, oh Paul, how do you feel about me keeping royals and rats? I'm like, I don't agree with it. You know my opinions on it, but
yeah.
it hasn't changed our relationship, has it?
No.
I've never gone like, oh fuck you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, regardless, even if you were
Mm.
like, no, I'm gonna keep them in racks forever.
Mm.
I like you.
Yeah.
You're sound.
Yeah.
I don't agree with what you're doing.
Yeah.
But there's also going to be things in life, maybe outside of reptile keeping, maybe inside of reptile keeping. You go, don't agree with that. Doesn't mean we can't be friends. And that's how you have a society. Everyone has different opinions, and you'll bounce stuff backwards and forwards off each other. And eventually something hits and you go, oh, yeah. Like, for example, me saying about putting enrichment in the racks. You're like, oh, yeah.
Because the difference is some people would have basically blanked you out then and gone, no, no, I'm doing it right. No, I've just listened to you and I've gone, that sounds pretty cool, actually. I like the idea of that. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is the art of conversation is disappearing in society. Now, we need to be careful, otherwise we're going to get too deep and we'll be here until 3 a.m.
Don't worry about it. I don't know how long we've been recording for. We've been recording for an hour and 40 minutes. We've got at least another 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, you got
we're good.
The discussion has disappeared.
Yeah.
It's become the sort of thing where this is what I believe. If you believe differently, you're wrong. And when you've got people on both sides of the fence saying that, there's no discussion anymore.
No, it's an argument.
You can't talk. It's an argument. It's all it is. And it's also a deaf argument because what they're saying
neither side is listening. Yes,
exactly.
Mate. Yes,
there's no point. You might as well just sit there next to each other going,
yeah, exactly.
That's all you're doing. Whereas if you can sit and you can go, look, the reason I don't like this is because that, and the reason I think this, and then you go, okay, but here's my reasoning for that.
Yeah,
it's gone. It's gone. Like there's obviously some people you can, me and you can, for example. But you'll find a lot of the times that you'll try and say something to someone, they'll go, well, no, this and that. And you just go, you know what? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I can't be asked.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But I had a guy message me on Instagram today, and he was like, hey man, what's the best monitor for handling? I was like, monitors aren't really the species you want to go into for handling, but if you handling's a priority, I'd recommend Aki's.
Yeah.
He was like, oh yeah, I wanted to chill on the sofa with me. And I was like,
get a bearded dragon.
Well, even then, get a dog.
Yeah.
Get a dog. Just get a dog. Like I'm the problem is like I go on these podcasts and I say like I don't believe you should force handle your monitors. And everyone in the comments is like, Paul's anti-handling. I'm like, Paul is not. Look at my Instagram. I hold lizards for fun. It's what I do. I'm just saying I don't. There was even a lady, I won't mention her name, but if she's watching, she knows. And the story ends nicely, so it's not bitching. But either way, she shared the podcast I did with Liam onto Monitor Keepers UK.
Yeah.
And she hadn't even listened.
Right.
And she just assumed I was anti-handling and bashing.
Yeah.
And then I put a big comment about the true logistics of it. And all the only people I care about monitor names, as in the sense of the big boys, liked my post, liked my comment. And then she was like, oh, now I've watched it, I understand. And I was like, you fucking shared it before even getting context.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were talking in the comments backwards and forwards, and the more we're talking, she was like, oh, you're actually really fucking sound. I was like, yeah, I am.
It's funny like, that, isn't it? It's
like
funny
you
that.
Literally just took a snippet at the start, which is clickbait, and then you're like, this guy's anti-handling. Oh my god, I'm not. I just don't believe you should go in and grab your lizard for the fucking your own benefit and your own ego. But that's
one again. That was one thing that was told to me as well, because you see it online again. It's a blessing and a curse. There was two things that I saw when I was thinking about handling Ragnar. There was the whole thing where you could offer him your hand, let him come to you, let him climb, sniff, do what he's got to do. Eventually, he'll either hate you or get used to you. Yeah. And then the other one that I saw people doing, and actually someone from the reptile shop who was there recommended to me, they said, well, no, what you do is you get the lizard, you let it run through your hands, you let it get scared, and then it will start thinking about it. And then when it realizes you're not a threat, then you put it down on a good note. And I was like, okay, that sort of makes sense because they're that intelligent.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, how good of an experience can it be? This big giant ape picking
Yeah.
you up and you're
Yeah.
running for your life in its hands and you've got to wait for it to realize you're not grabbing it and trying to break it in
Yeah.
half and eat it.
Yeah.
So I never ever did that. I never ever did that. I always offered
But
him
now
my
look though,
hand.
he comes out like
Mate,
literally
he's
he comes
chill.
out and he
He
does
is
not
chill.
he's not scared of you at all. Mango still charges me and tries to
Yeah.
bite me. Like he's chill.
Every now and again when he thinks he's getting fed, he's funny, mate, because I did target training with a blue ball.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
does know that that means food.
yeah. Mm.
But every now and again, he'll go, well, the door's opening, and then usually door opens and the blue ball comes in, which means there's food. He's got food for me. And he goes
Yeah, yeah,
fucking
yeah.
skits for a minute. But after a minute, he does
That's
sort of go,
monitors, mate.
yeah,
That's
yeah. He'll just
monitors.
sort of go, oh, it doesn't look like there's any food. And he'll just sit there, tongue flicking, whatever,
Yeah,
just
that's good.
looking. And he's just chill. Like the funny one was that last video I did when I gave him the egg.
Yeah.
He just, the way he charges out kills me. And he tries to bite this egg yolk, and he's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
He's class, mate. Honestly, I'm so glad
Yeah.
that he's my boy.
Yeah.
You
They're
know,
rough. I one day I'd like to own Rudicolis. I don't know if I
mm,
ever will because they do need a big setup
mm,
and I have lots of lizards that I
mm.
have no space.
Yeah, but don't
Um
forget when, for example, Paul's Monitors and the Reptile Recap becomes a multi-million platform, mate. Don't you worry about that. You'll have all the space in the world. You know,
I mean, a man can dream, but I don't think it'll ever happen. But you never know. Never
it's
say never.
funny, mate. It's funny. I joke about it, but I don't. Obviously, I'm turning 30 this year, and I keep saying to people, and they laugh. But I
Yeah.
keep saying I'm gonna be retired by 35.
I keep saying I'll be retired by 30 and people
Yeah,
laugh. So it's
and people
a
laugh,
year and a half for me.
and I do sort of go, yeah, yeah, no. But then part of me's like, well, why not?
Yeah.
All you need is a good work ethic, obviously, internet connection and a camera.
Yeah.
As long as you're not being a dickhead, oh, watch me throw my monitor lizard against the wall. It will get
Mm.
views, but you're a wanker.
Yeah.
Why can't a YouTube page blow up?
Mm.
There's money to be had. And again, I'm not doing it for money. I don't know want anyone to go, so you're keeping animals for money. No, I'm turning my hobby, hopefully, into something monetized.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, mate.
Who doesn't want to spend their life doing their hobby?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Do you know what I mean? So I do sort of joke about it, but part of me is like, yeah, but I am posting weekly videos and shorts
I'm
and
not doing it
reels.
for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Like me, please.
But also at the same time, I do enjoy it. If I didn't
Yeah,
enjoy
yeah,
it, I
yeah.
wouldn't do it. It's like we've had this conversation a few times. It's like I enjoy the YouTube stuff. My videos tank fairly often. Like I'll put a
Yeah.
video up that I've put hours and hours of effort into, intros, thumbnails, filming, editing, all of that, and it will get 35 views.
Mm.
But the thing with that is I enjoyed the process.
Yeah. It's a hard one.
Yeah, and hopefully that shows in my videos. But I know that one day, at some point, the algorithm is going to go, I'll tell you what, let's fling him up a little bit. Or word of mouth might get out. Or, do you know what I mean? And that's all it takes.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. So when I say to people, I'll be retired by 35, I smile when I say it.
Yeah,
But
but man, you got aspirations and dreams. So
you've got to. You've
yeah.
got to. I genuinely believe you have to. Some people are happy to work 9 till 5 and retire at 68 and go on
Mm.
cruises and then die.
Mm.
That ain't it for me, Chief. That ain't
Yeah.
it. I want more
Yeah.
than that. I want more.
Yeah, like I said to you, I was gonna make a separate video on it, and I might just clip this bit and make this a separate video, save
Yeah,
me
yeah.
doing work.
Yeah.
But I find YouTube. This is not lonely. Like I've enjoyed your time. Hopefully you've enjoyed mine.
Yeah,
Like I've
yeah.
said to you, the podcast we've been going. I don't know. I won't look, but we're going for like 2 hours, and we'll wrap up in a minute. But
Yeah, yeah.
I'm in no rush to, other than the fact of like in constricts of society, in the sense of like I don't want it to end. I'm enjoying the conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So no matter how many views this gets, I'm like, well, I enjoyed the 2 hours spending with Riddler talking. But like when I'm filming a YouTube video, for example, feeding Mango, I just want to enjoy feeding Mango. And I find filming quite lonely. And I'm like, this is quite a lonely existence. Like YouTube is quite, for me personally, because I struggle with mental health and stuff. So I'm like, because I don't get the notoriety. Like Instagram, I get the same names cropping up all the time. And I've got like a little family on Instagram, and it feels really nice. And people message me and they're like, "Oh, hey Paul, how you doing?" And people drop in on the lives, and it feels like wholesome and a community and a collective, and it's nice. And whereas YouTube's like, it almost seems like this vast expanse, and there's a few people in the distance going, "Hello."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, you're so fucking far away."
Yeah.
And that's why I haven't posted in a few weeks. And now, obviously, we started the Reptile Recap. Like and subscribe. But Will's so pumped and passionate, and we started it when I fucking hit this slump. And he's like, "Right, bro, you gotta film me an outro." And I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And I fucking filmed this outro at literally like 12:30 at night. And I'm literally just like, "Thanks for listening." And I'm like, but you know what I mean? Because it's lonely. Yeah. It's a lonely existence. Whereas Will does it. And I'll speak to Will about it, but he loves it. Like similar to yourself, he's pumped and he's like, "Yeah, let's do this, and we're gonna make it." Whereas I'm like, I'm fucking lonely, man. So it's hard. It's hard because when you don't get, I'll be honest, I'm happy with the views I get. I seem to be doing quite well. But like, let's say I did put so much effort into a video. Don't get me wrong. Like after this is done, I've got to rewatch back 2 hours, potentially throw things on top of it if there's anything relevant to. Ours has been more of a philosophical conversation, so I doubt there'd be much B-roll. But I've done one with Father Blue, which is either going to be out before the one before or the one after this. I don't know yet. But because he does a lot of tree monitor shit, and obviously I'm a monitor man, I want to make sure I want to take my time with that, and I want to put lots of fucking clips into it because we talk about stuff that's clip related.
Yeah.
And let's just say it tanks. I'm going to be like, I spent all that time alone editing for fuck all when I could just go, boop. But then it's not for fuck all because one person could listen to us doing this, one person, and go, "You've just changed my life, boys." And then I have to remember that. But because on Instagram, I actually get people telling me that.
Yeah.
Whereas YouTube, I might get 6 likes. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. But I think that's where well, that's not selfish. It's more where you get your enjoyment from, because I feel similar on Instagram. Like I know for a fact that, well, I thought I did with Instagram, you stay consistent, you play their game. So for example, they brought Reels into it and outright said, I'm a photographer. They outright said it's becoming a video based app.
Platform.
And I looked at that and I went, well, fuck you. I was on here for photography, but I'll play your game. And then when you're posting once or twice a day, consistently every single day, and your followers are dropping. Now, again, I'm not in it for the followers, but I do look at it and go, I go, well, what's the point? Why am I, posting this when I can't be bothered? You know, but and that's what I mean. That's why the good thing for me is YouTube is I am almost doing it for myself and hoping other people enjoy it.
I think that's what you have to do, though.
And I think that's why I will consistently, as long as I've got the time, post weekly on YouTube a long 6 to 15-minute video. I've edited it, I've put the music, the outro, and it gets me gassed that I'm, it comes out and I'm sending it to people. Hey, starting, give it a view, like, comment, subscribe, all of that. And it's more enjoyable for me in that way because I've enjoyed the filming, I've enjoyed the editing. So I think that's the difference, to be fair. But it depends what you're into. And I know, like I say, I don't know if this is me just reassuring myself. I don't think it's lying to myself. I think it's me reassuring myself that I go, eventually, one of these videos will go over 500 views.
Yeah.
It'll happen. Eventually, in the future, one of these videos will go over 1,000 views.
Yeah.
Eventually, one of these videos might, you never know, do 10,000 views.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's not that I'm trying to give myself hope. Well, I am sort of, but I'm almost getting myself excited and going, this is,
You almost have to fake it till you make it in a way. Like be like, because the thing is as well, like if you don't believe it, like for example, I don't believe it. I don't believe that I'm gonna become. I would love to become like a full-time podcaster.
Yeah,
I really enjoy podcasting. And I'll be honest, I think I'm quite good at it. I think I'm good at conversation. I think I'm good at bringing shit out of people. I think I'm good at it. But then I have a lot of self-doubt, which I do think is like mental health linked. And again, boo-hoo, Paul. But I think because in my head I'm like, nah, you're not gonna fucking do it. I thought I can't fake it till I make it because I've already broken it. You know what I mean? I've already gone,
And you know what? I think that's the sort of thing that stops a lot of people from trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only thing
I
stopping
think,
you is you with
yeah,
everything.
yeah. That's literally it.
Yeah.
People laugh when I say it, and I'm like, yeah. They go, yeah. No, there were people that that I've spoken to in the past that they go, well, no, you won't, because it's funny. One that is a joke that I do say to people, like I say, I'm on 1,500 subscribers. I always say to people, yeah, I'm nearly at 1 million subscribers anyway, so don't worry about it. And they
Yeah.
look at me, they go, what? And I go, yeah, 1,500 only, 900
I'm
odd
good at maths.
thousand. Yeah, quick. I'm like, but then they laugh, and I go, yeah. I'll say I'm not, but I'm like 50 closer than I was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And that's what you go. Will says to me, he says on his socials as well, but he's like, you might have more followers, you might have more clout, you might have more notoriety, you might have more resources, but like you'll never outwork me. Like that fucking kid's up until fucking like literally, I woke up for work at 6:30 and he's 5 hours behind us. So this would have been 1:30 in the morning. No. I just got to work, so it was 8, so it'd have been 3 o'clock in the morning. And I replied to his message and he replied instantly. I was like, why the fuck are you up? And he was like, oh, I just had to finish this video. I was like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, man. He was like, yeah, but I've got a video going live in like 6 hours.
Yeah.
I was like, I haven't posted in 2 weeks. I was just like, I won't post. And he was like, yeah, but that's why you're not going to make it, bro. That's why I'm the best, bro. All right, Will.
You know what?
Get off, man.
I respect it.
He works hard, man.
Do you know what I mean? You have to.
He works hard.
Yeah. I respect that. And like I say, it's part and parcel of it. I think you genuinely have, because if you don't believe in yourself, no other fucker will.
Exactly.
I remember once, for example, again, we've carried on here. I put a YouTube video up. Yeah. I went on my personal YouTube account. I watched my own video. I liked my own video, and I commented saying, oh, that was a good video. Looking forward to the next one. Now, someone screenshot it then in a group chat. I mean, they went, look at this fucking idiot. And I replied and I went, well, if none of you lot are going to fucking support me, I'll support myself.
This is
and he sort of looked at it and went, do you know what I mean? There's like speechless.
Like, fuck you, dickhead.
I was like, I don't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? If that's an extra like, that's an extra comment, that's an extra view. And I'm there pumping myself up. Like, because people, it's funny. Like, look, there's nothing that I haven't heard towards me. I get jokes daily, things like that, and I love it. You know what I mean? I've worked on building sites, I've worked in dockyards. So I'll put a thumbnail up, and if it's got my face in it, you can rest assured that someone's sending me a screenshot and it's either got me with a dick in my mouth or, you know what I mean, like zoomed in or put on something else. And it's gonna happen.
Yeah, but you boys are nearly 30, man. You got to grow up. Fucking hell.
It happens. And in actual fact, the majority of them are older than 30 as well. Men don't grow up. But I look at it and I go, all right.
Maybe I'm weird then, because that to me is just not funny. I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, see, I must admit, I still
don't get me wrong. I don't find it offensive at all.
Yeah.
But it's just not my humor. I'd be like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like one of my friends, he's got the darkest. My non-reptile friends, I've got dark humor as well, to be fair. But one of my friends has got.
You're in good company here.
Darkest humor, and I mean dark. And he comes over, and he'll like, oh yeah, look at. I'm not even on TikTok, but I haven't even got the app, and he'll show me some of these TikToks, and some of them are like really bad, and I'm like, I don't find it offensive. I don't really find anything offensive, but I'm like, it's not funny. And he was like, 5 years ago, you would have loved that. I was like, yeah, but 5 years ago, I'm grown now, bro. I'm a different man now, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know. I do know what you mean. I know what you mean. But
you've also got to lose that thing of, oh, what are my friends and family gonna? Are they gonna laugh, or are they gonna say, oh, what are you doing? Or
this put me off when I was younger. I wanted to start when I was younger, and I was worried. I was genuinely worried about what people at school that I went to school with would think about me. And I was like, I can't do it, man, because it's so embarrassing. And now I'm literally on Instagram, like, I figured out how to zoom in. Like the
I
other day,
saw
like,
that your story,
and I'm literally like, whoa, one hat, like being a fucking knobhead.
Yeah.
And 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old me would have been like, oh my God, man, you can't do that. Once if like someone sees it. And then now I'm just like, yo, these are my lizards.
I share my shit all the time.
Yeah.
I've got people on there that I know they find it hilarious taking the piss out of me. Now, obviously, I do it back. This isn't me saying they take the piss out of me. I go, very funny.
Yeah.
But I know that it's going to get comments. But I'm like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. Because if I put this video out and it does 10,000 views and all of a sudden I'm being watched and viewed, and I
They
could
want to
make
be
a
your friend
living.
then, yeah.
Yeah, and I want to make a living out of my hobby. Laugh all
Yeah.
you want. Like mate
Yeah.
taking a screenshot and saying, he's liked and commented on his own video. Yeah, it's because I support myself. I believe in myself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Laugh at me now. Just a very
Yeah.
funny, we keep going. But one more story about how much I don't give a shit.
No, you're fine,
My
man.
missus cracks me up because she does try winding me up as well.
Yeah.
What she did, she went shopping and she needed to buy like some crisps, packs of crisps for my lunchbox for work. She thought it'd be funny to buy in Tesco's. You've got what are they called? Bunny bites. So it's
Bunny
these
bites.
little pink packets of crisps,
Right, I
and
haven't
they're in the
seen them.
shape they're in the shape of bunny rabbit heads.
Yeah,
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 so they're,
yeah.
they're like pom bears, but a cheap
Oh,
Tesco
okay,
version.
okay, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
they're fucking delicious, right? And she
Yeah,
put
I
them in
haven't
my
seen them.
lunchbox at work, and I was sat there, and I was eating them, and someone went, "Oh, you fucking, who are you eating?" And I went, "Bunny bites." And he was like, "Oh, fucking, how old are you? Oh, they're pink and things like that. Oh, you fucking idiot." And I just went, "Yeah, but they're delicious."
Mate,
And
I
he just
fucking
sort of went,
hate building sites.
but at that same time, he just sort of went, "Oh, what are you going to say to that?" I'm literally there going, "Yeah, delicious."
But this is it. Like, I was on a building site 2 or 3 years ago. So me and Riddler are both Sparkies. So I was on a building site and we were just sat around talking. And the two guys that I work for were like, "Oh yeah, they joke, but I know they joke and everything." They say like, "Oh, Paul's a fucking weirdo. He's got pet bugs." So I was breeding
Yeah,
scorpions at the
yeah.
time. I was like, "Yeah, I'm breeding bugs, blah blah." And this kid, probably a year or two younger than me, so I would have been about 25, 26, and he would have been like 23, 24. He was like, "Oh, why do you want bugs as like pets for?" And I looked at him deadpan and went, "Probably the same reason you decided to wake up and wear them sunglasses." And he had like the pink sunglasses with like the lines, like the fucking festival ones.
Oh,
And everyone was like pissing themselves. And
yeah.
he was like, "Huh." But
Kanye West glasses.
it's,
Yeah,
yeah, but
yeah,
it's just fucking, I mean, it's just tradesman like banner and shit. But
yeah.
mate, you can't say fuck all to offend me. But
No.
like, the tradesman humor, I fucking hate it. I literally feel like I'm surrounded by like fucking chimps. I fucking hate it because they all fucking like they all joke around. They're like, "Way fucking yeah, lads, tits fucking big,
Mm,
way," and I'm like,
mm,
you wouldn't fucking talk like that in front of your missus.
not at all.
Like, at
Not in
least
the
you know with
slightest.
me, the shit I'm saying, I would say in front of Fee because
Yeah,
I'm
I act the
fucking, I am
same.
who I am.
Yeah, I act the same in front of my missus as I do my parents.
Yeah,
Do you
fucking
know what I mean?
sure.
Now, all right, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I've got to judge the room with some of the jokes I make,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
but I wouldn't be there, like I say, because there's nothing worse than meeting up with a partner's friends and that partner turns into a different person. You're like, who the
yeah,
fuck are you? Which one's the real you?
yeah, yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
My missus knows I'll take the piss out of anyone and let them take the piss out of me, but
yeah.
I wouldn't be any different because,
It's
yeah,
exhausting trying to be someone else though.
well, you almost
Like,
get lost in which one you are yourself anyway.
yeah, well, it happened to me with
Mm,
fucking my whole depression and shit, mate. Like, I
mm,
won't go into it fucking with, you know what I mean? But long story short, I was trying to be who I thought people wanted me to be. And it
mm,
got to the point where I wanted to kill myself because
mm,
my inside me was screaming, going, "You're fucking, what are you doing? Like, you're not
mm,
being true to yourself."
mm,
And then outside me was just like, yeah, people will like this, you know, because I feel like a lot of reptile people, myself included, we used to be like a lot of other childhood trauma and shit, but the reptile side of it, were like, I'm weird. I need people to like me. I want validation because I know I'm weird and I need people to like me. And
mm,
that used to be me. And that's why I was worried about what people would think and shit. Now, could not give a fuck.
mm,
But back then, I was like, oh yeah, I am a bit weird and I'm a bit awkward and I probably am slightly autistic and
mm,
fucking all this other shit. And I definitely have ADHD and I didn't know at the time, but I suffer with mental health and I've got all these bowel problems and oh my God, I'm just a fuck up, really.
mm.
And oh yeah, but now I'm just like,
Man,
eh.
you've just got to own it.
Yeah,
You've
now I
just got
do.
to
This
own
is
it.
it. Now, but
Uh,
again, until you could have told me that 3 years ago,
yeah.
and I wouldn't listen, like we said about earlier.
Mm,
Now I'm like, yeah, you're 100% right
mm,
because I had the epiphany
yeah.
myself.
But I guess for anyone listening that is still going through that, you've just got to own it.
Yeah, and reach out,
It's
man, as
just
well.
reach
Like
out. I mean,
fucking
actually, to be fair, I did put a story out a couple of weeks back. And it was me being real. And I said, look, if any lads on here or even women, do you know what I mean? But obviously, it was more relevant to men because of the situation I was in. If you're having your first child or you've
yeah, I
had it or
saw
you're not
this.
feeling good, I said, I suffered with postnatal depression. for
Mm.
4 months, I think it was. It fucked me up.
Mm.
Like, I was so set on making sure my missus was all right that she wouldn't get it. I forgot about myself.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until she said, I think you've got this. And I went, no,
Yeah. Typical
no,
man. I'm
obviously
fine.
not. I'm all
Yeah.
right. No, I'm just tired. Do you know what I mean? I'm just tired. I'm just
Yeah.
stressed about work. It wasn't until after a little while that I went, oh, fuck. Yeah. Because obviously, as much as I don't give a fuck, you've still got that male insecurity sometimes if I don't want to admit to the fact that I've got postnatal depression. It sounds
Yeah.
so feminine. Only
Yeah.
women get postnatal depression. No, they don't.
Yeah.
No.
I
And
had it.
ever since coming to that realization, everyone that I've spoken to that has said, how's parenthood, how's this and that, or has even said to me, there was a guy at work today, he said, oh, we're expecting our first child. I went, mate, I said, just a quick one. I said, the best thing you can do is have men or people you can speak to. Oh, really? I said, yeah, I got postnatal depression. And he went, what? I said, yeah, for about the first 4 months, I was fucked. I had postnatal depression. I said, if you want to have a chat, whatever. He said, and he was like, and he literally said, I didn't even know men could get it. I went, yeah.
Mm.
I said,
So
and so I put that story up on my Riddler Reptiles account.
I saw it, man.
I did try and keep it brief. I was like, because this is a reptile account, but I said, if anyone needs
Yeah.
to chat, reach out because I've been there, and if I can make anyone feel better, then sweet.
Yeah. I did a post recently from my boss saying that I'm down. And I didn't put any hashtags on it because I didn't care for the clout or anything. It's fucking one of my best performing fucking videos.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, we won't go into it. I'm happy to go into it, but I wanted to start a podcast on mental health because I'm a massive advocate for it and I want to champion it. And I'm so open. I talk about mine because my humor is very sarcastic and dry. So I tried to take my own life in 2020, and
yeah.
it's a very serious topic. And it's very taboo in my house immediately because it really upsets Fee, obviously.
Well, yeah.
But I talk about it like it's fuck all. I'm like, yeah, when I
Mm.
tried to kill myself, because
Mm.
that's me and I'm over that trauma now. So
Yeah, yeah.
it comes across as insensitive to other people. And I
Mm.
talk about it like it's nothing. But let me tell you, it's not. And you talk to people and they go, I think the statistic is 70% of men that suffer with depression are likely to attempt suicide, but 10% or 20% of men that suffer with depression. No, okay, wait, let me start that again. So 70% of men who don't know what depression is, who suffer with it, are likely to attempt suicide, and 20% of men who suffer with depression but know what it is are likely to commit suicide. So long story short, just by understanding that you have a mental illness, you're less likely to take your life because men and women, of course, but
Yeah.
I'm an advocate for mental health, but people that suffer with mental health, you think you're a failure. Like you're like, well, I shouldn't feel like this. Or like you say, that's a feminine thing. Like mine wasn't postnatal depression. Mine was when I got divorced and I left and I walked out of my son and obviously my wife at the time. If I'm completely honest, I already fallen out of love with her. That was fucking done. But
Yeah.
like walking away from my son, and then I had a lot of things go wrong, and I very much like blamed him. I've actually never said this I've never said this to fucking some of my friends. So here we are going deep. But I basically said, in my head, I was like, it's his fault. If I never had him, my life wouldn't have fallen apart. And I went down this fucking spiral. And I went to therapy and I'd done all the therapy and I was open and honest about everything other than that because I felt so ashamed.
Yeah, yeah.
And then anyway, I was talking to my therapist, which is a lovely older lady who's incredibly spiritual, which worked well for me because I was spiritual this and the other. And because I was so open, she was like, I really struggle to understand like why you're suffering because you're so open. And I was like, well, to be honest, after trying to kill myself, I realized that I have no other way. I've got no other lifeline because I'm gonna die. Like, I need to fix this or I'm gonna die. And then I started going to a therapy group with a bunch of young men hosted by a therapist. And I ended up opening up to them. And they were the first people that I told about feeling. So it was 4 men around my age. So 27, 28. Well, it would have been last year. So 27. And then the therapist. And I just burst out fucking crying. And I was crying my eyes out in front of all these, well, I say all these blokes, but I was crying my eyes out in front of these blokes. And then after I finished and they held space and I finished and they were like, yeah, well done. And I was out on a night out in Bournemouth. And I don't drink at all. And I was out with my best mate this was November, not last year, year before.
Mm.
I was out on a stag do, and I was drunk, hadn't slept, and we'd been out sea fishing, and I get motion sickness, so I'd been fucking throwing up, not drinking, drunk, so I was fucked.
Yeah.
And my head was everywhere, so I was miserable. Anyway, long story short, went outside to the smoking bit. A couple of my friends are smoking. I don't smoke, so I'm outside waiting for them, and there's this guy slumped on the floor, and I was like, "What's up? Like, you all right?" Like, fucking drunk, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, "What's up? You all right?" And he goes, "Oh, fucking not really." And I help him up, and he goes, "What's up with you?" And I go, "Well," and then just blah blah blah, because again, I'm open about it, and I talk, and he was like, "How the fuck have you spoke about that like it's nothing?" And I was like, "They're just stories, mate. It's fucking stories I've made up in my own head. None of it's fucking real. We're all fucking floating on this fucking rock in the middle of fucking nowhere. None of it's fucking real."
Yeah.
Anyway, I talk with my hands. I'm getting quite passionate. I'm sort of shouting because it's a nightclub.
Yeah.
And this guy starts getting a bit emotional, and he's getting choked up. And I'm like, "What's up then? Like, what's up?" Like, again, fucking not sensitive at all, very insensitive to me because I was just fucked. Anyway, his mate comes out. Oh, God's honest truth. His mate comes out, and all he can see is me talking with my hands and his mate crying. So his mate like grabs me, pushes me against the wall, goes to hit me. And then I'm a bit like, "What the fuck?" And then this guy splits us apart, and he goes, "Don't, this brave," I won't say C word on here, "this brave C word, he's the only reason I can admit I'm depressed," and shouts it. And his friend starts crying. It's God's honest truth, mate. His friend starts crying and goes, "I knew you were depressed, but I didn't know how to tell you. Didn't know how to ask, didn't know how to talk." And he goes, "Well, I've been fucking depressed for ages." And then I start crying. These two are crying. These are fucking strangers. And my friends look over and they go, "Eh," because it's just me and I'm fucking mental health advocate, fucking, you know what I mean? And we spent 3 hours till the sun came up just talking about fucking mental health. And I don't know how it's got onto this, but this is me. And I started this whole podcast about talking about monitor lizard husbandry, and it turns out that I'm talking about issues in the hobby and fucking just philosophical shit.
This is going to be an interesting one to listen back to, by the way.
But yeah, thank you. I mean, I'm not saying we'll wrap up now, but thank you for your honesty with the whole postnatal depression, man. Because men don't share.
No.
This is it. And this also as well doesn't make us fucking better than anyone else. We're just at a point in our lives where we feel comfortable with our demons, that we're happy to expose them. And people shouldn't feel ashamed to have them, because I've learned, we'll get into this with the last wrap-up questions, but I've learned the more you run towards light, the bigger shadow you cast. So when eventually you fall, you get engulfed with it. You know, you need to learn to live with your chaos rather than hide from it, you know?
Yeah, of course. No, definitely. I mean, like I say, the best thing for me was having a group of dads who they were either new dads or had kids for 3, 4, 5 years that I could speak to about it. Because I was saying, I'm feeling this thing, I feel like this, is this. And a couple of them were going, "Well, yeah, you've just had a new life enter your life that you've never experienced before. Yeah, of course it is." And I was there going, "How did you feel about that?" And they were going, "Exactly the same as you." And it's at that point you go, "Oh,
yeah,
all right." And then the conversation happens and you can talk more, And one of the ones that I admitted to one of my friends, because he was like, "Look, the more time you spend with your boy, the more you'll get used to it. Just take him away for an hour or so, let the missus have a bath and things like that." And I ended up saying to him, I went, "I don't want to."
Yeah.
And he went, "What do you mean?" I said, "It's at this point, I don't want to be left alone with him because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I feel about it." And he was like, "Yeah, no, there's a problem there." He said, "I'm not having a go." He said, "But it's good you've said it because you can now address it."
Yeah.
I'm not being funny. Now I get left alone with my boy and we have a fucking laugh.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? All right, he's getting older. He understands a little bit more. But at that point, I outright said to someone who, actually, to be fair, I've only seen him in the flesh twice as well, but we're really close mates. I outright said to him, "I don't want to take my boy away from my wife because I don't want to spend alone time with him because I'm scared."
Yeah. It's
And
hard,
that's
mate.
all it takes. All it takes is that realization, that opening up, and your life can change forever.
For sure. 100%, man. It's it's hard. There's no point saying, and pain. The problem is as well, pain's relative. Like the worst thing that's happened in the world is the worst thing that's happened in your world.
Yeah.
Like obviously, for example, current issues, people can't afford their fucking heating, and people are fucking the war with Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's not affecting me personally.
Mm-hmm.
So my inner circle, my inner world, like you've got these fucking people like Andrew Tate, like, oh yes, you think you've got it bad. Someone's woken up today to their whole family dead in a car crash. Like, fuck off, you dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not me right now. That's not
Mm-hmm.
me. Like,
Yeah,
who the fuck are you to
yeah,
take away how I feel?
yeah,
Yeah, like you're some sort of big man.
yeah.
You know, so don't listen to fucking stupid shit like that on the
Mm.
internet.
But that's also one thing I struggled with myself. I know that there was one point during my postnatal depression that I was there thinking, what's your problem? I was there going, you've got a house, you've got a wife, you've got a son, you've got your animals, you've got a job. There's people that haven't got a job, there's people that haven't. And eventually I thought to myself, that doesn't affect my life.
Yeah.
These are the things that are affecting my life. By saying to myself, that person is worse off, that's not going to make me go, ah, oh, that person's doing really
Well, what
bad.
have I been upset about this
Oh,
whole time? I'm
fucking hell.
cured.
Oh, look, a homeless person. I feel a lot
Yeah.
better now. It
Oh,
doesn't
thank fuck
work
for
like
that.
that. It
Yeah.
doesn't work like that. So that was something I had to overcome in myself as well.
Yeah.
You can't look at other people's misfortunes or their fortunes and compare
Yeah.
them to your own. You're
It's not
fighting your
relative.
own
Yeah.
battle. It's not relative. It doesn't matter. Now, I don't mean that in the way of the people dying in Ukraine, for example. That doesn't matter. That's not what I'm saying. But it's not got that relevance to you and your life.
Mm.
And then the more you think about that, the worse you will start feeling.
100%.
I feel like shit, but other people are dying. Oh my God, I feel really bad for feeling bad. Now you feel double as bad.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
No, it's hard. I was stopped in Tesco's recently. The guy collecting money for, I can't remember. It's bone marrow transplants for kids with cancer.
Yeah.
And he stopped me and he's like, oh, yeah, can I have 5 minutes of your time? And I like to humor people. I'm like, yeah, okay, man. Let's see what you got to say. Anyway, he was telling me about that. And then he ended his little pitch with, and I'm assuming we can count on your help because obviously you don't want to see kids die. And I was like, nah. He was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, I'm not going to help you. And he was like, why? I was like, I donate to Crohn's and colitis. I donate to men's mental health. I donate to 4 animal charities.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I can't fucking save the world on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I donate to 6 charities.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fucking preach about it. I don't talk about it because you didn't have to. Like, I can't fix everything. I'm really sorry. It's horrible that kids get cancer.
Yeah, of
That's
course
not
it is.
relevant to my life.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're not there going, ha ha, that's what they get. That's not what you're saying. But like you say, you can't save the world. So
you can only do one thing.
And at what point, who is it to decide which one is more important than the other? Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, someone might, for example, my mum, I think donates to Marie Curie. Is that what it's called?
I'm not sure.
I think it's called Marie Curie because my grandma died in a hospice care for them. She saw the care they took.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
they're
the hospice care for that. Now, it's like someone going, well, hang on, you're donating to that one. Why aren't you donating to this one as well?
It's fucked, isn't it?
There's relevance. There's relevance.
Yeah,
it's not fucked. Because you don't care about that other one. It's because that one holds relevance and more importance to your heart. It is. Of course it is. So, yeah, someone saying to you, oh, I'm sure you don't like seeing kids getting cancer. Well, obviously not. But I'm certainly not going to cure it either. So,
I said to him, I was like, look, I'll give you 20 quid now. He's like,
Yeah.
no, we only do a monthly subscription thing. I was like, I can't afford to give you. I said, I'd have to stop donating to one of the charities I donate to. And I'm donating to charities that I spent time. Crohn's and colitis, I have Crohn's and colitis. I donate to Mind for mental health. And I don't donate much, but still, I do my little bit what I can afford. And again, I shouldn't have to justify it because I do my little bit. And I don't shout about it, I don't scream about it, and I don't talk about it because donating to charity should be, like, in my opinion, anonymous. You shouldn't go, like, because what's the whole fucking point, you know? And I always give money to homeless people, like, always. And my friends say, oh, you shouldn't do it because there's people faking it. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I've got money in my pocket right now, and they might need it more than me, they might not. Like, it doesn't cross my mind. I don't see the evil in the world. I like to try and help when I can, where I can, but mate, fucking, no matter who you talk to, you're always going to upset someone.
That could not be any truer. I tell you what, let me put it. Let's use this as an example. Mr. Beast recently helped 1,000 blind people see again.
Yeah.
Now, at that point, a normal person would go, Jesus Christ.
I did. I watched it, and that's what I did.
And other people were going, he's done it for views. He's done it on YouTube for views. Just do it.
Yeah.
So people have somehow found a way
Yeah.
of a young man. I think he's quite young anyway.
He's younger than me.
He's cured 1,000 people's blindness with his own money. And yeah, fine, he's put it online, but that's 1,000 more people that can now see because of one person. And they're going, he's only done it for YouTube. So what, he shouldn't have done it?
Yeah.
We're at the point in society where Mr. Beast or anyone else could go online and do a YouTube video saying, I have just cured every cancer in the world, and here's how I did it. And people will go, what a prick. You've cured cancer, fine, but you've only done it for YouTube views.
Yeah, I do
Which
agree.
is why you need to get into the mindset of blocking out the haters. You just got to fuck them off and just look at the good in the world. Because if you look at the bad, you will be fucking dragged down as quick as possible.
Yeah, you definitely will, mate.
Mm.
That's probably going to be the answer to my wrap-up question, which we'll hit now, because otherwise we'll do a round 2 and we'll make this a mental health conversation.
Yeah, sweet.
But yeah, so 2 wrap-up questions. Wrap-up question number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I fucking forgot what they are now. I'm too busy in my fucking feels. Wrap-up question number 1. What advice would you give to someone just starting the reptile hobby?
Just starting the reptile hobby. Now, obviously, you've got your obvious ones. Do your research. Make sure you can afford that animal and things like that. But I would say be realistic. You have to be realistic, because if you try and justify things with things you've seen online and people have said, it probably won't work out. So you need to be realistic. So, for example, if I'm getting a monitor lizard, can I enclose it in something that's half the size of my room and heat it more than I can heat myself?
Yeah.
You need to be realistic. And if your answer to that is no, you might just have to get a smaller animal for now or not have one.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just go out and buy another animal because you couldn't have one. You won't love it. So yeah, if you're just starting out, you need to be realistic and make sure that love will not disappear.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't agree more with that, mate. And don't get a rack.
Yeah, don't get a racking system. Don't be a dickhead like me.
And the final wrap-up question is, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received, not reptile related?
Don't eat yellow snow.
There you go. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, no, the best piece of advice I've received that's not reptile related.
Which is quite fitting after the last 20 minutes that we've just been speaking.
It is. It is. Do you know what? That's a tough one, That's a really tough one.
It stumps most people. The only person it's not stumped was obviously Ravishing, because I asked the questions on Reptile Recap. Ravishing was like, remember who you want to be.
Yeah, that was
and
good.
Father Blue, which his podcast isn't out yet. That man hit it. He was like, I'm made for this, and just went boom. So yeah, it tends to stump most people.
Advice that's been given to me is not reptile related.
The one I like the most at the moment is, sometimes you find yourself in a dark place, but you have to remember that seeds have to be planted in order to grow. I like that.
That is good. That is good. I'm stumped. I'm absolutely stumped. I'm trying to think of some advice I've been given or anything I've seen online or anything like that, but I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, to be fair. I like to make my own luck and my own decisions.
Yeah,
that's not me.
Good.
That's not me saying I ignore people, but I do what I believe and what I feel is right, as long as it's not harming anyone. So it's very difficult to answer. I will listen to people, but I am very, very much in the mindset of
what you've just said is trust your gut.
Yeah.
Trust your gut.
Trust your gut. Believe in yourself.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a very
that's a theme that from when we've been speaking, that seems to occur a lot in our conversations from yourself. I don't think I've met someone other than maybe Mr. William Exotic who believes in themselves as much as you believe in yourself. So you definitely are an inspiration for that.
So.
And you mate, honestly, I'm not just saying it. Like, we've been speaking, you know, I'm not a fucking dick sucker. I wouldn't say it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I think you're a dickhead for keeping racks. But...
Well, yeah, but that's just standard anyway, isn't it? I'm a dickhead for other things as well, but
yeah, me too, mate. Don't worry.
We haven't got time for all of them.
But yeah, all jokes aside, the fact that you're willing to come on here, not that anyone's going to watch it anyway, because I get no views, but the fact you're willing to come on here and be so humble and so honest and so vulnerable with your mental health, with your philosophy. I'm not going to edit it out, but I'm going to say it correctly. Fuck's sake. Philosophically. Fuck, motherfucker. What's the time? It's 11 o'clock at night, everyone.
Yeah, I think we can be cut a bit of slack here.
It's not philosophy or whatever.
Philosophical?
Yes, philosophical.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. Basically, long story short, you're for your humility. You're a fucking humble guy, and you've. I feel like as a friend, if I can say it, I feel like when we talk, I feel like you keep justifying the fact you believe in yourself. But what I'm going to say to you is, you don't justify it, man, because it comes across like you're trying to justify it. You don't need to. You fucking own your shit.
Yeah.
And I know you do, but I feel like, because obviously we're still strangers. We speak pretty much daily, but we are strangers.
Yeah.
But I feel like you do, like, oh, well, you know, I'm not trying to say that for this, or I'm not. Just fucking own your shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree entirely.
Yeah, and I'm saying that from a heart, from a kind place.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is because of what you see online, where someone says something and then they're fucking dragged through the bush backwards for what they've said. It's almost like you have to preempt the judgment.
Yeah.
Now, this isn't me saying that I feel like you're going to judge me, because I don't think you would. But in my head, I'm like, I believe this, but it's because of this and that.
Yeah.
Before anyone can go, yeah, but hang on, why have you said that? I've said it because X, Y, Z. But like you say, it shouldn't have to be like that. But society now dictates that you have to justify everything you say and do.
I know, but like I say, your heart is 100% in the right place. I could tell from the moment we were speaking, you know what I mean? I could tell you were a sound guy. I could tell that your heart was in the right place. I can tell that because obviously we started off by speaking just about Ragnar, and it's sort of progressed as the friendships blossomed.
Yeah.
But I can tell that your heart was in the right place, and you wanted the best for your animal. And animals, now I've later discovered. But I could tell that from day one, from that very first interaction. I could tell that your heart's in the right place, and you were almost a little bit lost with it. And I'm grateful that you allowed me the opportunity to help you find it.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I'm grateful that we became friends.
Agreed.
And I'm looking forward to what you do, man, because the amount of belief that you have in yourself, you can't not make it. You know what I mean? Like, it might take you a week, it might take you a year, it might take you 10 years, but I know that you're not going to give up. And that's really, again, humbling and really like admirable.
There we go. Yeah, sweet.
That's really admirable, you know, as someone who struggles with that sort of stuff, to see you going, nah, fucking we'll do it. Like, I might get there. Like, it's honestly, it's almost like fucking looking up like hero shit. So it's good for you, mate. Good for you.
No, I appreciate that. And I think you've got that potential in yourself as well.
Yeah.
I think you doubt yourself too much sometimes.
I definitely do. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I definitely do.
It's like we speak about self-awareness and self-belief. I think you've got the potential for it.
Yeah.
But you're almost in your own way sometimes. Like the things you're doing are fucking superb. Like you and Will have got the reptile recap, and you've got your own pulse monitors, and you're getting followers by the day, and people are reaching you for help. Yeah. So that's justification in itself. You need to realize that sometimes it's not up to you to decide fully. But if you look around you and you see people going, Paul, can you help me? Paul, I need this. Paul, I need... You've got to sit there and go, fuck me, I must be doing something right. So
I do, man. I appreciate hearing it. I'm fully aware that I'm in my own way. I'm not going to try and deny it. I know that I'm in my own way. But I think it's purely just from the lonely aspect. Like I say, I wholeheartedly believe I'm a good podcaster. I just don't have the get up and go to I have to get up and go to message people, and I have to get up to go to talk to people. That's fine. But when it comes to actually sitting down alone to edit it and sitting down alone to post it, that's when I get in my head and I'm like, what's the point? It's just gonna fail, or what's the point? It's just gonna this, and then I'm like, I owe it to my guests to do it, and then I get it out, and then it does well. But I know I'm a dickhead, so I need to sort it out.
Do you know what? I wonder if why that's maybe because with you and Will, I think you're very different in that aspect of get up and go, get it done, get it in, get it online.
Yeah.
So I think that could be a positive because you've got the ability. Yeah. And he's on the other side where he's got the get up and go and let's get it done. So I think combined between the two of you, there's no reason why the Reptile Recap can't become this fucking massive thing that the whole reptile industry and hobbyists watch and listen to. So, and I wish you both the best of luck.
No, I appreciate it.
I think, it could very well do bits. I think it will. So, to you and Will, obviously, best of luck with it. I'm going to be watching the whole way.
Yeah, no, fuck that guy. Fuck Willie.
Yeah, go eat some yellow snow.
Yeah. But it's
no, man, it's
no,
good.
he's a good guy, and I reached out to him, funny enough, to ask to come on his podcast. He has a dead and dying podcast. I know he won't mind me saying. Called Monitor Madness, and now that's a segment on the Reptile Recap. And he did 4 solo episodes, and I messaged him. I was like, "Yo, let me come on," and he was like, "Oh my fucking god, yeah!" And ever since then, but like I say, since suffering with depression and all this other shit, I've learned a lot about myself and emotional intelligence. So I know I've got something. Like I know I'm the guy. I know I'm the guy. Yeah. But then when it comes to being the guy, I'm like, maybe I'm not the guy, But I know I'm the guy. I can wholeheartedly say like I'm fucking good at what I do. Yeah. And I think I get the best out of people because I'm so vulnerable and honest. And I feel like that's like I say, why you should do that on your channel. Because it gets the best out of people being because I'll be real with you, mate. I've never shared Fee, my 2 best mates that are outside of reptiles, my therapist and that group of lads, and now the internet are the only people that knew that I was struggling with depression to do with my son. Not because I didn't want to share it. I'll share it, hence sharing it. But that was private to me. So I'd share everything, but I'd leave that out. And you being vulnerable open that gateway for me to be vulnerable. And I feel like because I'm vulnerable and open and honest with issues in the reptile hobby, people are willing to, because I'm that almost voice of reason where I'm not going to go jokingly with you're a dickhead for keeping it racks, but I'm going to ask the difficult questions and try and find the people that are willing to answer them,
Yeah. I think that's what it doesn't even have to be the reptile hobby, any hobby. You just need that little voice of reason somewhere. Because I've got quite a few hobbies and you find dickheads in every single hobby. And unfortunately, they're the ones that shout the loudest. Every single time they've got this confidence in them to just preach who they are and what they do and put other people down. But every now and again, you just need that little voice to come along and go, well, actually, no, fuck you.
Yeah, but they're also only doing it because they're insecure. So if you walked in their shoes, you'd be doing the same. Yeah. So spirituality's taught me that. And you treat everyone with humility and good conscience because you don't know what they've been through. They're probably fucking beat as a kid. And that's why they're a fucking dickhead now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there is that. Yeah.
So you don't know. You just don't know. But I do agree with you. The horrible voices shout the loudest.
They do. They definitely do. And sometimes it's even internal as well. Yeah. Sometimes the most horrible voice in your head is the one that's shouting the loudest, same as me.
Facts.
So, and again,
I've got a fucking demon tattooed right across my back at the time to remind me to never stop running. And now I know running's no good. So he's there 24/7. I forget he's there sometimes. I'll catch a glimpse and I'm like, it's just a tattoo. But I know what you're saying, man. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, man. But all good. And like I say, thank you for having me on as well.
No, it's been pleasure.
It's been pretty good. I dread to imagine how long we've been going for.
I'll tell you.
Go on.
We've been going for 2 hours, 35 minutes, 29 seconds. This will be my longest podcast today because I'm not cutting any of this out.
Sweet. Sweet.
This is going to even me stumbling over my fucking words. Normally I'm quite good with that sort of shit. Like, fuck.
Yeah,
I'm that guy. And
half an hour of it has been you trying to say philosophical.
Philosophical.
Yeah.
I don't even think philosophical. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch this back. I'm gonna go, that's the fucking word of it, and put it on the screen.
Yeah.
Because philosophical,
Like,
I don't. Maybe I was struggling on because I'm philosophical. I can say fine, but maybe I was
yeah.
like, maybe it's not philosophical. Maybe that's
Yeah.
not right. Philosophy. I don't fucking know. Either way, I appreciate you for coming on.
I appreciate you having me, mate. I'll tell you what, let's get a good night's sleep and we'll find out what
Yeah.
that word was tomorrow.
And that's it. Well, I'm hoping to get this edited over the weekend because Fee's staying at her mum's and I've got my nipper. So once he goes to bed, I'm going to be on the grind. So hopefully this will be edited and I've got one more to go, but this will be the next one out. So hopefully in a couple of weeks, a week or two, this should be live.
Sweet. No worries. But
yeah, appreciate your time. I'll obviously have all your links in the description.
Nice one. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I'm sure I'll speak to you tomorrow anyway.
Yeah, sure.
So, but yeah, take it easy, man.
All right then, geez. Take it easy.
Right, appreciate it. Right, stop recording.